made you gag, films that made you fangirl, art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program. Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
आपने तो दीदी को एकदम धो डाला.
इसमें जनता का जीत है, मोदी जी का जीत है.
आज के की खाबेन झालमुड़ी ना माছের ঝোল.
How will you celebrate?
झालमुड़ी माছের ঝোल with रसगुल्ला.
You know, you remember you promised me that you will come to Kabini and do an interview with me. You like going to the forest?
This is a declaration of our state that to the entire country that our Kerala is secular.
ये विजय बंगाल की जनता के विशेष करके मातृशक्ति की.
One clip that went most viral was the non-interview. Cruz spent some time with him. We have these whistles out for you, and the whistles are for the fact that you got the poll right, which is quite fantastic.
We saw you campaigning, ma'am, for the RG Kaur victim's mother as well. You know, that was a telling moment. Do you believe that that incident in some ways was a tipping point?
I think that Shiv was not the only incident.
তবে পরাণ খুলে তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে.
Navnidhi Sharma, the father of Twisha, joins me one-on-one for the first time.
शुरू में ही देखने को मिल गया था कि क्रिमिनल माइंडसेट है. भेड़िए ने बकरी की खाल में शिकार किया है. सर, they are chameleon people.
A brother, Major Harshit, speaks out for the first time on national television.
We have been fighting non-stop. We are not stopping until the justice is served.
Missing, where is your son? Let me ask you that pointed question.
He is ready to face all the questions, but he has to exhaust his legal remedies.
Breaking news coming in. Samad Singh has finally surrendered. These are fresh visuals coming on your screen. First on NDTV. NDTV is the only network in the country that is relentlessly chasing this case. Joining us live now for the first time is Mrigendra Singh, senior advocate, appearing for Samarth Singh.
The girl has gone because of the pressure created by her own parents.
These are difficult circumstances, but the hard questions still need to be asked.
The situation in the Strait of Hormuz right
Yes.
now and Iran, the last 48 hours have been tense. Is there a sense that strikes are imminent?
Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. And so the issues of enrichment and the highly enriched
Very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vatwa. We have a whole lot lined up for you, including a very crucial meeting coming up with the Karnataka leaders here in the national capital. On the other side, it is the US military that has attacked Iranian boats. This is all coming, in the backdrop of what's really happening as far as the deal and the negotiations are concerned, particularly when it comes to uranium enrichment. We're going to get you all the latest. First, the headlines. And it is the Karnataka Game of Thrones that has hit Delhi with the Karnataka leaders here, including DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah. Siddaramaiah, do remember, is meeting with the High Command at 11 o'clock this morning. And big revelations have come out as far as the Twisha death probe is concerned, with the CBI filing its first FIR in the case. And another post-poll jolt when it comes to the AIADMK with defections after that divide within the party. And it is the Gymkhana Club that could be shutting its doors because there's a deadline that has been given by the government. Why? Because of security reasons. Its proximity to the Prime Minister's residence. 5th of June is the deadline. And then we have the Quad meeting coming up here in the national capital. The Quad foreign ministers meeting in Delhi, and India hosting high-stakes Quad talks. So we're going to get you the very latest. And the United States has conducted fresh strikes on Iranian boats. What they are describing, the military of the United States has come out defending that move, saying this was in self-defense.
Presented by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Let's get you the very latest when it comes to the Karnataka Game of Thrones that's once again brought Delhi to the epicenter. Last evening itself, both the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka arrived here in the national capital, while NDTV has accessed DK Shivkumar's schedule, which shows only meetings with union ministers. We have the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, who's expected to meet with the Congress's High Command. Do remember there's a meeting coming up at 11 o'clock this morning. We have breaking news coming in, switching tracks now to the hike we're seeing as far as CNG is concerned. There's a 2 rupees hike, and that is the price of CNG that has been increased by 2 rupees as of this morning. At 6 o'clock this morning, CNG prices have gone up by 2 rupees. So that is another hike that we are seeing as far as Delhi is concerned, as far as Mumbai is concerned. So after petrol and diesel prices that were increased just yesterday, the fourth such hike, we're now seeing another increase taking place to the tune of 2 rupees in the national capital. We have Kunal, my colleague, joining us. Kunal, this is a step that the government's taking. So earlier as well, the CNG prices were increased, then the petrol prices were increased 4 times over in the last 10 days. And now again, the CNG prices have been increased by 2 rupees this morning.
Exactly, and yesterday when the petrol and diesel prices were increased, there were chances and there were talks that even CNG prices will be increased with the time. So today, the company IGL, which supplies CNG in Delhi NCR normally, has increased per kg price of CNG by ₹2, and this will be the 4th hike after 15th May. So it is a quite sharp hike, because on 15th May the increase was ₹2 per kg, and after that almost ₹5 per kg CNG prices has increased so far. And since all the public transport being run on CNG only in Delhi NCR, so even the cab drivers, auto drivers, they are feeling the pinch of this increase. So basically, in last few days, even transporters went on strike, and they were demanding that there should be a respective hike in their fare as well. So now, after this fresh hike, their demand will come accordingly, and they will also demand a consecutive hike in their fare as well. So,
Kunal, the first hike started on the same day when we had that increase as far as petrol and diesel is concerned. On the 15th of May, when 2 rupees, it went up by 2 rupees, and then that was followed on 18 in 3 days itself, when it went up by another rupee. And then we saw another hike, and of course that took place just 2 days ago. And this is the 4th increase, and taking the total up to over 83 rupees. 83 rupees and 9 paise. How much is going to be costing as far as CNG in the national capital is concerned, and much more expensive in other cities. Kunal, take us through those details.
Normally, people prefer CNG. It is cheaper, and that's why people also prefer the CNG vehicles. Even it is considered as a cleaner fuel as well in comparison to petrol and diesel. But after these hikes, problem is that the common man who is actually opting for the CNG vehicles, they are feeling the pinch of these hikes. Especially the lower strata of the society. Normally, people don't opt for own vehicle. They opt for cabs, even auto rickshaws. But when the increase in CNG prices will take place, that will impact most lower strata of the society as well. That is the biggest problem. Even the fleet, CNG bus fleet being run over the CNG gap. And that's why even even their government will feel the pinch as well, because all the CNG buses, most of the CNG buses are being run by the gas only. So these problems will have some spiraling effect, and that will in this case, even cab drivers, auto drivers, and others will demand hike in the fare as well.
Right, of course, that has been the demand. In fact, ever since we saw the hike when it comes to the CNG prices, to the petrol prices, to the diesel prices, and now the fourth hike of petrol and diesel, and just within 24 hours of that, the fourth hike when it comes to CNG pricing as well. Thank you so much, Kunal, for getting us those details. Let's just move on to Karnataka now and the Game of Thrones that's once again, hit the national capital. We have both the leaders here. It's the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, it's the Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar. They both arrived here in Delhi yesterday. While NDTV has access, when we talk about what is it that DK Shivkumar is going to be doing here in Delhi, from what we can tell, according to our sources, is according to his schedule, that he's only going to be having meetings with the union ministers. But it's Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister of the state, who's expected to be meeting with the Congress's high command. Do remember there's a meeting that's been lined up with Rahul Gandhi, and that meeting is coming up at 11 o'clock this morning. Senior Congress leaders claim that Siddaramaiah is attending a routine meet with the high command, and this was after he was called here to the national capital. Intense speculation once again doing the rounds whether this would really mean the final chapter when it comes to Game of Thrones in the state that really remains to be seen.
High Command has called the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, who is also the PCC President, to discuss on the Rajya Sabha seats. We have also a lot of MLC seats that are opening up in less than 15-20 days. So they will discuss with the High Command about that. So whatever speculation that is coming, it's coming from the media.
वहाँ पर कुर्सी की लड़ाई चल रही है और इन दोनों की कुर्सी की लड़ाई में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट और सबसे रिलेवेंट व्यक्ति कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष खुद है, क्योंकि वो खुद मुख्यमंत्री बनना चाहते हैं। क्या बात कर रहे हैं? सिद्धारमैया जी और डीके शिवकुमार जी की लड़ाई के बीच में जो खड़गे साहब है वो कह रहे हैं इनको लड़ने तो मुझे मुख्यमंत्री बनाओ। और ये पिछले 2.5-3 साल में ये कुर्सी की लड़ाई के कारण कर्नाटक का विकास ठप है, वहां पर जमकर भ्रष्टाचार हो रहा है और गवर्नेंस के नाम में शून्य बटा सन्नाटा है।
कल जा रहा है दिल्ली, देखेंगे वो कल क्या होता है। वरिष्ठ लोगों ने बुलाया है, क्या चर्चा होता है वेट करेंगे सब लोग। पता नहीं क्या होता है, चर्चा तो उधर ही दिल्ली में होना है, वेट करेंगे।
To know more on this, we have Jinendra, my colleague, joining us from Delhi. We have Ritu joining us from Bengaluru. Jinendra, over to you first. 11 o'clock is the time that we know that Siddaramaiah is going to be meeting with Rahul Gandhi, perhaps Mallikarjun Kharge, the high command literally of the Congress party. But when we talk about the schedule of DK Shivkumar, who all is he expected to be meeting today here in Delhi?
Yes, DK have also been called to meet Congress leadership. KC Venugopal called both leaders a day before yesterday, CM and Deputy CM, and that is why both have arrived late night yesterday. 11 a.m. both Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar will be reaching Congress headquarters Indira Bhavan in Delhi. And first, according to sources, Siddaramaiah, Congress leadership, that means Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge will meet CM Siddaramaiah. Then separately, there will be meeting. They will both will be meeting DK Shivkumar, and then together with both leaders, Congress leadership will discuss the issues. Main issue is of leadership change. Whether Siddaramaiah will agree to this, everything depends on today's meeting's outcome. Interestingly, with Siddaramaiah have arrived in Delhi with a few ministers and MLAs. Is it is he trying to give a message to Congress High Command? Everything the speculations are on, but the meeting will be at 11. Will start at 11 in Congress headquarter and both leaders of Karnataka, top leaders, CM CM Siddaramaiah and Deputy CM DK Shivkumar will be attending the meeting. Is scheduled. It is not clear in his schedule, written schedule, but my sources are confirming me that even Deputy Chief Minister Shivkumar will also reach Congress headquarters at 11 a.m. and first he will meet first Congress leadership will meet him separately, and then both leaders will be the issue will be discussed with both Karnataka leaders together.
Right, we do know that DK Shivkumar's brother is also travelling with him. He's here in the national capital. Ritu, take us through the reactions coming about when it comes to the Congress leaders back in Karnataka. What is the reaction and what are the murmurs doing the rounds as to what perhaps could be the outcome of this meeting? What all is on the agenda? Because perhaps there is going to be a deal that's going to be offered to DK Shivkumar. Is he really prepared for that deal? Does he know what he's going in for when it comes to the national capital? Was he even invited to the table? Questions that are being raised.
Well, as you see, I mean, of course, we can see how Karnataka Deputy CM DK Shivkumar has also reached Delhi. Now needs to be seen how is the schedule really going to look like today, because so far what we are given to understand through our sources is that he's likely to meet certain union ministers there. Now, of course, DK Shivkumar being Bengaluru Development Minister as well, he in fact has a lot of irrigation projects that are very close to him. He's been wanting it to happen for a very long time. So we've been seeing his Delhi visits often regarding these kind of projects. Now, whether he'll really be called separately to meet the high command, that needs to be seen. But more importantly, you see, it's just not DK Shivkumar or Siddaramaiah who we are seeing right now in Delhi. Of course, there are also various senior leaders from the Congress party like G. Parmeshwar. You have KJ George, you have Mahadev Appa, and others who are also there in Delhi. And apart from that, you will also see a set of Congress leaders, basically specifically the loyalists of DK Shivkumar, who have also reached Delhi, is what I'm given to understand through my sources. Someone like N.A. Harris, who's very close aide of DK Shivkumar. You have Kunindal Ranganath as well, who's in fact reached Delhi. Just not that. Certain MLCs also right now have arrived in Delhi, is what I'm given to understand as well through my sources. Someone like Nagaraj Yadav is already there in Delhi. So now, of course, how is that the meeting is really going to take place with the high command? That will be important for us to see. Of course, when we talk about the permutation and combination specifically for DK Shivkumar, he's somebody who's been very adamant about what he's really been aspiring for a very really long time now. On the table, when he's really offered various positions,
that was
really
perhaps promised to him, as is being claimed. I will come back to both of you. We're talking about Karnataka Game of Thrones climax that's reached here in the national capital here in Delhi. Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister, has been summoned to come here to Delhi. He reached here last night, as is DK Shivkumar. Now, this is a summon that was, calling Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister, to Delhi, and that was a summon by the High Command. He's going to be meeting with the High Command, and that meeting that's going to be taking place. Now, this is something, as far as the agenda is concerned, this has, as far as the, High Command is likely with coming up with those signatures of 100 MLAs, and that is as far as a meeting between Mallikarjun Kharge, Siddaramaiah and Rahul Gandhi is concerned. It's headed, of course, here. It's here coming up in the national capital. And then on the other side is DK Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister, maybe being offered a deal by the High Command. He did arrive uninvited in Delhi alongside his brother, who may get a Rajya Sabha berth. And that is the agenda of the meeting. DK Shivkumar there saying that he's here. He's going to be meeting with union ministers. He's going to be perhaps, like Ritu was mentioning, that, he's perhaps meeting with KC Venugopal. But is he going to be meeting Rahul Gandhi? Is he going to be meeting Mallikarjun Kharge? Is he going to be part of that meeting where after Siddaramaiah meets with the High Command? Ritu and Jitendra back with us. Ritu, when we talk about the schedule of DK Shivkumar, what are the meetings that are lined up? Who all is he meeting? What time does it all start? And at what point in time, perhaps, could he also be meeting with the High Command, if at all?
Well, you see, so far what we are given to understand is that, he's of course one meeting union ministers. That's very clear about, because there are certain discussions that need to take place when we talk about the irrigation related projects of the state, for which you will have DK Shivkumar meeting those union ministers, in fact. But apart from that, what we are understanding is that so far he's not really got a clear clarity about his timing with particularly with Rahul Gandhi as such. Now that's something that we might probably all likely that see only Siddaramaiah speaking to Rahul Gandhi on one-on-one basis as well, because what I'm given to understand through my sources is that, of course, Siddaramaiah, before that for Kerala elections as well, had asked Rahul Gandhi for his time to speak to him about it. Now, of course, that had been about the cabinet reshuffle, because there was a tremendous pressure on Siddaramaiah as well from a lot of first-time MLAs too, and many senior leaders too, were in fact had pushed that card out to Siddaramaiah that many youngsters need to be given an opportunity. All those who have really got an opportunity should be voluntarily be giving up on their position to make ways for others as well. So yes, there was a pressure on Siddaramaiah, due to which we might see all likely that majority you see the discussion taking place on two aspects. One, of course, is the leadership change. Other one would be the cabinet reshuffle. In fact, now their house that the calculations are really going to be made to ensure that all the Congress leaders are quite satisfied about the decision that the High Command is really going to make as well. That will be important to see. On the other side, when we talk about the leadership change as such, we have seen how Siddaramaiah too had remained to be very adamant, because remember, in the past he has said that this would be his last elections and he would not be into poll elections, politics anymore, is what he had said. He would continue to support the party because the party has really given him enough. But this time, you see, of course, if he's been asked to step down without his happiness, then all likely that the party might see some sort of a damage in the state as well. Whether DK Shivakumar will be given that position now, the kind of calculation that the High Command will really make, that will be important. So there are various aspects, of course, before the High Command to resolve this whole matter in an amicable manner.
Right, Ritu, stay on with us. Jinendra joining us from the national capital. Jinendra, of course, it's been 3 years on, and of course, from what all we've heard so far, that it was supposed to be a 50-50 formula, and in that regard, obviously, the 3 years that have gone to Siddaramaiah, what about the remaining 2? Where does it really go? And will the Congress party be rewarding ambition or perhaps containing it, is the big question.
Yes, and DK Shivakumar is still Congress state president, and he led the Congress campaign 3 years ago. And at that time, when Siddaramaiah finally took oath, DK supporters claimed that there is a 50-50 formula of power sharing, and after half of the tenure, DK Shivakumar will be appointed chief minister. Now that time came last year, end of the year, and the pressure politics started. But at that time, Congress leadership clearly conveyed, both leaders, that the decision on this issue will be taken after the Tamil Nadu and Kerala state assembly elections. And now the elections are over. Today is the crucial meeting on that issue. And look, Congress, even many Congress leaders are trying to downplay this meeting, and they are suggesting that this is for cabinet reshuffle, this is for Rajya Sabha seat or MLC seats. But Rahul Gandhi do not discuss Rajya Sabha seats or MLC seats, or who should be given what portfolio, with state leaders. This meeting is to discuss the leadership issue that is pending for 6 months, and due to this issue, even cabinet is not being expanded, and the cabinet reshuffle issue is also pending. So, and top sources close to Congress leadership are telling me that there is a mood of change. Congress leadership thinks that when the next assembly election of Karnataka will take place in 2028, Siddaramaiah will cross 80 years, and Congress leadership don't want him to be chief minister at that time and go election with his face. So Congress leadership wants change and to make consensus. Both leaders, Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar, have been called to Delhi, and this issue will be discussed. Rahul Gandhi will try to make a consensus. Whether consensus emerges or Siddaramaiah protests, this is a question with what we are all waiting for clarity. But leadership will want consensus, and then to solve the issue of leadership. And if Siddaramaiah is not agreeing, then how the leadership will convince DK Shivakumar? So the important question is there, and today's meeting is very crucial regarding the
we will keep coming back to you for more on that. Ritu, over to you as well. But let's just switch tracks for now and talk about the turbulence around the governance of Tamil Nadu. Now that really continues to rise. We have the defection that we have seen as far as the support now landing in the lap of the newly elected Chief Minister of the state of Tamil Nadu, Vijay. Now, there are 3 rebel AIADMK MLAs who have dumped their party. They have resigned from the Dravidian party, and they are now joining the ruling government of the TVK. Now, the induction of the AI-DMK leaders into the TVK fold received sharp retorts. These are from the DMK, from the VCK. We have MK Stalin, the former chief minister, accusing the TVK of horse trading at horse speed, questioning whether the government was voted in to induct resigning MLAs. The VCK has also slammed the induction, calling it unethical and a threat when it comes to the honesty claims that were being made by the TVK party.
வேர் அதிமுகவுடைய ஒட்டுமொத்த தொண்டர்களையும் ஒரு பெரிய வழியை கொடுத்தது. அதிமுக கூடிய பல்வேறு முன்னாள் அமைச்சர்கள் எங்களை தொடர்பு கொண்டாங்க. அம்மா உருவாக்கிய இயக்கம் இன்றைக்கு திமுகவோட சேர்ந்து சுயநல அரசியலில் சூழ்ச்சியில் மாட்டிக்கிட்டு இருக்கு. தமிழக வெற்றி கழகத்தை நாங்கள் புதிய அதிமுகவை நாங்கள் பார்க்குறோம். அதனால இணையறோம்னு சொல்லிட்டு இன்னும் வரக்கூடிய காலங்களில்
Vijay, my colleague joining us from Chennai. Vijay, when we talk about these isolated exits, would you say these are isolated exits or a sign of a deeper unrest within the party?
That's clearly ADMK is not in right position post the 2026 election defeat. Already there has been a rebel camp against Edappadi K. Palanisamy leadership. Now, from that rebel camp, 3 MLA have resigned their MLA position and have joined Tamalaga Vetri Kalagam party. This is after they voted in favor of Tamalaga Vetri Kalagam during the floor test in assembly session. So this has, but however, opposition parties like DMK and ADMK criticized the move from TVK, calling this as a horse trading. But Adav Arjuna argues, saying that post the election, ADMK and DMK tried to form alliance and tried to form the government against the people mandate. So only ADMK supporters, ADMK cadre and functionaries and former ministers are upset with the decision. So they are moving towards Tamalaga Vetri Kalagam party. Even Adav Arjuna goes on to say he welcomes more cadre should join Tamalaga Vetri Kalagam party, leaving ADMK. This is seen as a big setback for ADMK after the demise of Jayalalitha. You see how ADMK is struggling to form to win elections. Take it from 2019, 2024, 2021, and now 2026. They have been losing all elections since then. So now these MLAs, all three are so senior leaders, Divya. And Maragada Subarvela and all, she has been contesting on behalf of ADMK for MP election and sitting MLA. And now she has also joined TVK.
Right, Vijay, thank you so much for getting us those very details. We will keep coming back to you for more on that. Now, India is set to host a key Quad foreign ministers meeting in New Delhi with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar leading those talks. We have US Secretary of State Marco Rubio who will be joining the high-level huddle alongside the foreign ministers of Australia and Japan. The meeting comes at a crucial time amid rising tensions in West Asia and growing focus when it comes to security in the Indo-Pacific. Discussions are expected to be around maritime cooperation, regional stability, supply chain resilience, as well as critical technologies and the global energy situation. Meanwhile, in an exclusive interaction with NDTV, Marco Rubio underscored the growing relevance of the Quad, saying that the grouping is more important than it's ever been. Let's get in Vishal, my colleague, who's joining us with the very latest in regard to the meeting coming up today. Now, as far as the Japanese foreign minister, he's come out and said that the Quad remains a very vital framework. While he's responding to concerns that the four-nation grouping had perhaps lost its relevance. Vishal.
Well, on the other hand, if the US side is to be believed, this is one of the most crucial partnerships the world has seen, because it brings into focus some of the biggest economies on the planet, and the partnership has only grown from strength to strength, and the ministers, the foreign ministers have been meeting every now and then. The last meeting was in July 2025 in Washington, and this is yet another chapter in the big partnership. There are several things that could be discussed in the meeting. The first one, of course, is the energy crisis, which seems to be, grappling with the whole world, and also the Indo-Pacific security, maritime cooperation, China's regional influence. This is one of the most crucial points, because Indo-Pacific is a region which has been sort of dominated by the Chinese side, many would argue, and this partnership of nations that bring US, Japan, India, Australia to the table, they are sort of a countering force to that force from the Chinese side. So we'll have to see what kind of resolutions are done. But for now, all the sides involved in these talks seem to be quite positive about it. There's several other things that could be discussed: critical technologies, supply chain resilience, and also regional stability could be discussed. These are some of the most crucial points that any big group on the world stage has been discussing, and so will be the case when these big wigs on the international stage meet later this evening.
Right, Vishal, coming back to you for the very latest as far as that Quad meeting, a very crucial meeting coming up here in the national capital. Is it game over for the famous Delhi Gymkhana Club is the big question, because the Delhi High Court today will be hearing the club's plea against the centre's eviction notice. The government has asked the club to vacate that 27.3 acres of land. This is a very prime property, very close to the residence of the Prime Minister, and which is why there have been critical security concerns that are being raised. Citing defence infrastructure and critical security needs, the club has challenged that order, calling the reasons absolutely vague, arguing that there's no compensation when it comes to the property or to the amount that the members have been paying, the premium that has been paid. Employees are also fearing the loss of their jobs. The move has sparked a political row, with the opposition alleging that this is a very rushed eviction. Let's get you political reactions coming about, and particularly of those working at Gymkhana.
अचानक आके हमसे कहा जी कल 5 जून को कोर्ट का ऑर्डर है, कल बंद हो रहा। वहाँ तो बहुत धक्का लग रहा। यहाँ पे नौकरी करने कम से कम 35-40 साल से नौकरी कर रहे हैं, हमें कुछ बताया नहीं जा रहा, कुछ नहीं। अचानक ऐसे भेजा गया, कल अचानक हमें कल पता लगा। अब सब परेशान है। कुछ लोग यहाँ 15 साल से नौकरी कर रहे हैं, कुछ 20 साल से। हमने खुद 37 साल हो गए हमें जॉब करते हुए। हम कहाँ जाएंगे? बच्चे हमारे कहाँ जाएंगे?
मेरी उम्र देख रहे हो, कई साल हो गई काम करते, 25-30 सालों से काम करते करते ये हो गया। अब ये क्लब चला जाएगा तो हम कहाँ जाएंगे? हम तो भूखे मर जाएंगे। हमारे बच्चे वैसे ही रोड पे आ रखे हैं, हमारी झुग्गियां वैसे ही टूट रही है। 26 तारीख को
रोजी रोटी छिन जाएगी तो कहाँ जाए? हम लोग भीख मांगने लायक भी नहीं रहे अब ये बुढ़ापे में। हमें कुछ नहीं है, हम इतना हाथ जोड़ना चाहते हैं कि क्लब को आप यहाँ से बंद मत करो, हमें कहीं मत भेजो। इस टाइम पर हम कहीं नहीं जा सकते क्योंकि हमारी उम्र हो चुकी है।
क्लब में नोटिस आ सके कि 5 जून को बंद होगा या 5 तारीख तक गवर्नमेंट के हवाले कर देना चाहते हैं, या नोटिस जो भी आया। हमारे को तो इस बारे संदर्भ में किसी चीज से कोई हमारे को बताया नहीं गया। जैसे ही खबर हमारी स्टाफ में लगी तो सारा स्टाफ मायूस में है, शोक में है कि हमारा फैमिली का क्या होगा, हमारे परिवार का क्या होगा। हम गवर्नमेंट से पूछना चाहते, भारत सरकार से पूछना चाहते। हमारे 600 एम्प्लॉय उसके फैमिली लगा करके 6,500 परिवार है, क्या होगा उनका?
तो हम तो चाहते हैं कि ये कल्चर को मेंटेन करना चाहिए, मतलब ऐसी जगहों को एक्वायर करके पब्लिक पर्पस का बहाना करके या किसी और रीज़न देकर इनको अपने हाथ में लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। आप सिक्योरिटी रीज़न तो पहले से मतलब जब से आज़ादी, जब से मतलब वो जिमखाना है तो कोई सिक्योरिटी रीज़न तो आज तक कुछ ऐसा हुआ नहीं है वहाँ से। प्लस पब्लिक पर्पस होता है तो दिल्ली बहुत बड़ा है, आप अपने पब्लिक पर्पस को कहीं और भी वो एडजस्ट कर सकते हो। लेकिन यह है कि वो जिमखाना में आपस में काफ़ी तनाव था, मेंबर्स के बीच में जो कमेटी के लोग थे उनमें काफ़ी डिस्प्यूट्स था, और सब एलाइट लोग हैं वहाँ, तो उनको तो मज़ा आता है सब ये काम करने में ना।
गलत निर्णय है, जल्दबाजी में लिया गया फैसला है। सब लोग जानते हैं कि जिमखाना का एक इतिहास है, 100 साल पुराना वो क्लब है, वहाँ बहुत लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स जो रिटायर्ड हैं वो, उसके अलावा भी हर सेक्शन से लोग वहाँ मेंबर हैं। और इस तरह से एकाएक नोटिस दे देना ये उचित नहीं है, और डिफेंस के नाम पर, सिक्योरिटी के नाम पर ये मुनासिब नहीं है।
Anushka, my colleague, joining us to get us the very latest as far as this case is concerned. Coming up in court, of course, very valid pleas being made in regard to this iconic club. It's been around for 113 years. Whether it is security reasons, why has none of this come up in the past? How is it that, whether it is proximity when it comes to the Prime Minister's residence, whether it comes to other grounds on which this case is being fought? Take us through what is it that the members are demanding, what is it the employees are demanding, the kind of reactions, this kind of knee-jerk, action that the government is planning to take, because there is a clock that's ticking. We have that 5th of June deadline that the government has given to the iconic club.
Well, that's right. The Delhi Gymkhana has been around for around 113 years, and now the center's eviction notice has in fact been given to the Delhi Gymkhana Club, where we have seen several of the members who have been opposing the reason that the center has put forward, saying that this is vital for defense and other infrastructure, and for it is in fact also located in a very vital place and a very highly secure zone. So now we have seen a 79-year-old club member, Vijay Khurana, has moved in front of the High Court and have in fact also said that the government's reason were generalized and were just a sham to force, eviction in this whole case without following the procedure of law. Today, this matter is set to be in front of the High Court, and the High Court will be listening to the pleas here. Two separate pleas is expected to be filed on this, one from the members and second from the 600 employees who are right now working at the Delhi Gymkhana, who have said that this is going to force their family on the way of unemployment, and they will have nothing to do to, in fact, keep their livelihood moving forward. And that is why we have seen the kind of protests also that has been, in fact, coming from the employees who are working in the Delhi Gymkhana. We have seen several of the silent protests that the Delhi Gymkhana employees have been doing, so that this the government's moves can be stopped here. The forced eviction that the members are saying, that the employees are saying, that needs to be stopped. Now we have seen some of the members who have said that the reason is not sufficient, the reason is not justified, and for center to give such kind of a direction, to force such kind of eviction of Delhi Gymkhana is not justified by the reason that it has been given. And if it is indeed for security reasons, then why was it not brought in front of the members of for the past 113 years, since Delhi Gymkhana has in fact been there? But now we are seeing the matter that has to be heard in front of the High Court. Abhishek Manu Singh, who is a senior advocate, is going to bring up this matter in front of the Justice of High Court. And today,
we
the
will,
High Court
of course,
is going to
be tracking that case very, very closely, because, of course, Gymkhana is a club close to many people's heart here in the national capital. It's a vibe, it's a culture. And, of course, wanting to know what's really going to be the outcome of all of that, because there is that court hearing coming up right here in the national capital today. Moving on now to breaking news coming in, we have the Ram Rahim, as far as Gurmeet Ram Rahim, the Dera Sacha Sauda chief, who has now gotten parole yet again. The Dera Sacha Sauda chief is out of jail for 30 days. This is another parole for Gurmeet Ram Rahim. To remember, he's serving a 20-year jail term for raping two of his disciples. He has walked out of jail multiple times. He has been granted parole in the past. Up until Jan, he had got parole at least 15 times, and this is since his conviction back in 2017. So in the last 9 years, he has walked out of jail many times. 30 to 40 days parole is something that he has got at least 15 times in the past. And here we have Dera Sacha Sauda chief Ram Rahim walking out of jail again, this time for a time frame of 30 days. This is another parole for Gurmeet Ram Rahim. Gurpreet, my colleague, joining us to get us details. Gurpreet, one is losing count, because till about earlier this year, he had been, granted parole at least 15 times over. Take us through the number of paroles this man has got ever since his conviction back in 2017.
Yes, absolutely. 15 times he has already got relief, and multiple times we have seen the opposition has been raising multiple questions of the Haryana government. We have seen multiple times these questions have been posed to Haryana government, but they are saying everything has been done as per the law, and it's the prerogative of jail authorities to give such type of parole. But today we have seen this is the 16th parole which has been taken by Gurmeet Ram Rahim, who has been sentenced for the 20 years in a very heinous crime. We have seen at about 6:34 a.m. what we have learned from the local sources, he has already left the jail, and this time he has been allowed to stay at Dera Sacha Sauda headquarters in Sirsa. This is the third time he is going to stay there. Earlier we have seen when he used to get parole, he used to stay in Uttar Pradesh, Bagpat, but now he has been allowed to stay here in Sirsa, because we have seen the multiple time opposition parties, they have been raising one question saying that it will disturb law and order situation on the ground. But this time, because we have seen earlier also, he has been allowed to stay at Dera Sacha Sauda headquarters in Sirsa, and similarly this time the same parole has been given to stay him in Dera Sacha Sauda. So let's see that how the opposition is going to react. But we have seen multiple questions are being raised by the opposition parties saying that why this type of relief has been given him again and again.
Right. Well, over 400 days is the amount of time that he spent out of jail in the last 8 years alone. Thank you so much for getting us those details. We will keep coming back to you for more on that, slipping into a short break for now.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा सबका राजा आर्थिक मसाला।
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind. I pause, I reflect, I dig, until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Saigal. What's happening?
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
We'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's at stake.
Join me, Raisha Saigal, on Prime 5, only on NDTV 24/7.
Economy, business, world, technology. Noise filtered, numbers decoded. Insights that rewire your worldview. From governance to growth, we connect the dots. Your daily edge, your global advantage. India Business Report with me, Gauri Dwivedi, weeknights on NDTV Profit.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
We at NDTV traveled across the length and breadth of West Bengal. This was the hottest election in all.
Big news coming in as far as Tushar Sharma's death case is concerned. The SIT has now been questioning Tushar's husband, Samar Singh. They've grilled him for 3 hours. The husband claims that Tushar was distressed post her abortion. Now, the SIT is claiming that he is trying to mislead the investigators. Whether it's his laptop, his phone, his passport, all have been seized by the SIT. We have, in fact, my colleague Tanushka joining us in order. Tejri joining us in order to get us the latest on this. Tejri, take us through the details that have emerged in the case so far. First, he was on the run. He, then tried to surrender. Eventually, it was the Jalpur police that arrested him. He's been in the custody. They have 7 days custody. The SIT has been grilling him, questioning him. They've recreated the crime scene as well. But, time and again what's really coming up is his demeanor, how, he appears to be very calm, very composed. On the other side, how, the officials are saying he's really not cooperating and that he's not really coming out with details. He's perhaps misleading the investigators, and that is what now the SIT is also saying.
Well, yes, there is no remorse on his face as well. Remember that he was questioned yesterday for more than 3 hours, and in that questioning, several questions were asked to him from sequence of events, so as to why was he absconding for the past more than 10 days. Not just that, but in fact, NDTV has also accessed the list of questions that were asked to him by the SIT. However, in fact, what we also got to know from our sources is that he did not cooperate in the investigation. He did not answer all the questions in a manner, in a way it should have been. And however, the case has already been taken over by the CBI. Now CBI has also re-registered the FIR in this case, and now today CBI will be questioning him. CBI will be taking over the custody of Samar Singh and also be questioning Girbala Singh as well. Apart from that, a scene recreation will again, crime scene recreation will again be done by the team of CBI, because now CBI is completely handling the case. The statements of family members of victims will be again taken, but important over here is the post-mortem report, which will clear all the doubts. The post-mortem report will be submitted to the CBI, because the post-mortem team has already stated that they will not be submitting the sealed envelope of post-mortem report to the state SIT, but they will be submitting it to the CBI. And then from there onwards, CBI will be, heading their investigation. But as far as the recent development is concerned, yes, Samad was questioned yesterday by the SIT, and now all eyes on the investigation that will be carried out by the CBI. Back to you.
Right. Thank you so much, Tejri, for getting us those details. When we talk about the Twisha Sharma death probe in Bhopal, there are fresh developments that have intensified as far as the scrutiny is concerned. The police recently has recreated that crime scene with the husband, Twisha's husband, Samar Singh, who was taken into custody after he was caught by the Jabalpur police. Now, as far as the SIT is concerned, the team visited the residence of Samar Singh and Twisha at the residence in Bhopal, where Twisha's room was opened for detailed inspection. The accused was present with the team during that 1-hour search that was conducted as crucial evidence came under the scanner. Meanwhile, in the latest, what we are learning is that the CBI has officially taken over the case. They have re-registered, and there is an FIR that will be taking place. This is going to be as far as the investigation is concerned. So the CBI is now taking charge of that case officially. With that, we're slipping into a very short break. Back with a whole lot more on the other side. To stay with us.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आरती और मसाला।
Where the software engineer meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program.
Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
All of these people,
Kolkata trap. The highest number of voters. Tamil Nadu votes decisive.
अफरा-तफरी का माहौल है, तोड़-फोड़ पथराव किया गया है।
I've always liked NDTV. It's the most reliable news channel more than anything.
TV ke headquarters here. Lot of thanks for.
Breaking news coming in regard to the India-Canada trade talks that have gained momentum. This is in Ottawa with Mark Carney. They're holding talks with Piyush Goyal. The Canadian Prime Minister says the trade deal is going to be a game changer, with India and Canada eyeing stronger economic ties and the focus really being on energy, tech, education and also on agriculture. It's the Canadian Prime Minister's recent visit to India that's helped pave the way for a complete reset of relationships between Canada and India, with Piyush Goyal there saying this is a partnership that's been reset very, very rapidly. And this is after Carney's visit in February, the first visit by a Canadian Prime Minister in 8 years that's completely changed the way Canada and India has looked at each other. So there we have that announcement that is coming about as far as India and Canada targeting the conclusion of that free trade agreement by the end of this year. And it is Piyush Goyal there who has started his Canadian visit with that largest Indian business delegation ever. Let's listen into what Piyush Goyal has to say about what's coming out of this visit.
This is a partnership that is being reset very, very rapidly. We had the visit of Prime Minister Mark Carney in India just a couple of months ago. And it was the first visit by a Canadian Prime Minister to India in 8 years. But I think it completely changed the way Canada and India looked at each other. It has set in motion the pathway to a complete overhaul of this relationship, setting new agendas, new goals in mission mode. And I can clearly see the speed and intent of both sides, Canada.
Vishal, my colleague, joining us in order to get us the very latest on this. Vishal, we're talking about this ambitious target that's been set by Prime Minister to complete the FTA by the end of this year or even earlier and triple our trade from 50 billion, this is to the tune of 50 billion US dollars or Canadian dollars perhaps by 2030.
Yes, and right now the bilateral trade stands at around $17 billion, and that is what the Indian authorities have said, that they want to triple that to about $50 billion by about 2030. That is sort of in line with what the Indian side has been trying to do with many of the countries, many of the partners that it has on the international stage. It wants to amp up the opportunities, amp up the partnership to a certain level by 2030. We'll have to see what kind of opportunity this will entail, but many reports indicate that India is trying to bank on, Canada's fuel exports, energy exports, and also the fact that it also has in its arsenal, critical minerals. So that could be crucial for the, setting up of any semiconductor plants in India, if that's the plan. So we'll have to see whether these talks will revolve around these main crucial points or not. So, but both the sides have been quite positive about the talks, and that marks a shift from what we had seen in the previous administration of when the previous Prime Minister was there from the Canadian side. The ties had hit all-time low, and that took a severe, that took a U-turn when the new Prime Minister was sworn in. Mark Carney came in, and he has sort of consolidated, sort of solidified the partnership, and we'll have to see what direction it takes now.
Right, absolutely a reset as far as relationships between the two nations that had remained strained for quite a while, but all of that has changed under Mark Carney. Thank you so much, Vishal, for getting us the very latest. As the Middle East is once again on the brink of a major escalation as far as the United States has carried out what it calls self-defense strikes. This is on Iranian boats. They have targeted sites in the country's southern part, while explosions now have been reported from Bandar Abbas, a key Iranian port city. It's the US President Donald Trump who's issued a fresh warning when it comes to Tehran, saying Iran's uranium must be handed over to the US or it must be destroyed. At the same time, we have Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, who has gone ahead and said that they're going to be targeting Hezbollah even harder, raising fears that the conflict could spread across the region.
אנחנו נכה בהם, נכון, הם יורים עלינו רחפנים, רחפני סיב, יש לנו צוות מיוחד שעובד על זה, וגם את זה נפתור. בינתיים אתם מגלים חוסן, אני רוצה לברך את תושבי הצפון, חוסן שמעורר השראה אצל כולנו. אבל מה שזה מחייב אותנו עכשיו, זה להגביר את המכות, להגביר את העוצמה, אנחנו נכה אותם שוק על ירך.
And with that, we're sipping to a very short break. On the other side, we're going to get you the controversy revolving Dawn 3 and its actor Ranveer Singh, who opted out of the film. That and a lot more. Stay with us.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
Where the software engineer meets the talented photographer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
Higher end, check the audio. Higher end, check the audio.
Let's do it. Let's start. Big news that we're breaking first here on NDTV.
We know for sure that they have, confirmed their support to him.
We've got a picture of the letter, the breaking story. We're jumping straight into it.
They do not want to be part of an experiment.
Show around and then come to me at the Nehru Stadium in Chennai.
Unconditional support.
Giant killer of TVK is here with us.
We've got Mr. Dinakaran with us here. Veera, why aren't you also dancing?
Vijay is coming now, TVK chief.
Big breaking story here on NDTV. Nobody else has these details. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Thank you for the love.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
Big news coming in as far as Tushar Sharma's death case is concerned. The SIT has now been questioning Tushar's husband Samar Singh. They've grilled him for 3 hours. The husband claims that Tushar was distressed post her abortion. Now the SIT is claiming that he is trying to mislead the investigators. Welcome back. There's been a major controversy that's erupted in Bollywood after the Federation of Western India Cine Employees issued a non-cooperation directive against actor Ranveer Singh over his sudden exit from Farhan Akhtar's much-awaited film Dawn 3. The film body says the actor's withdrawal caused heavy financial losses and disrupted the project just weeks before shooting was set to begin. Ranveer Singh's team, however, has questioned the film body's authority to intervene in the dispute. Here are the details. Let's look in.
शेर जो सो रहा है वो जागेगा कब? उनसे कह दो कि फिर जाग उठा हूं मैं।
The Dawn 3 controversy has now snowballed into a full-blown industry standoff. On Monday, the Federation of Western India Cine Employees announced a non-cooperation directive against actor Ranveer Singh, accusing him of abruptly walking out of the project and causing major disruption to the film.
Farhan Akhtar and Ritesh has given all the documents to us, audited statements, audited accounts, proofs of investments, their ticket booking, their hotel booking, their costume bills, their signing amounts to the technicians which they had hired for this film. They shot the promo of the film. Everything was submitted to the institution, and we went through it.
The film body says the producers claimed Ranveer Singh exited the film barely 3 weeks before the shooting unit was scheduled to leave, affecting schedules, finances, and preparations already underway. The Federation says it repeatedly asked the actor to appear and present his side.
The Federation ने reminders भेजे, letter भेजा रणवीर सिंह को कि आप आइए, आप अपना पक्ष रखिए, you take your side. But he chose not to reply 1, 2nd, 3rd, 3 notices.
Ranveer Singh's team reportedly sent an email challenging the Federation's jurisdiction in the matter. But FWICE says the issue goes beyond the disagreement between an actor and producer.
Non-cooperation यही है कि आपके साथ हमारा कोई भी टेक्नीशियन, कोई भी आदमी काम नहीं करेगा. हम आपका काम नहीं रोक रहे हैं, मगर हम आजाद हैं कि हम किसके साथ काम करते हैं, किसके साथ काम नहीं करते हैं.
FWICE has now appealed to all affiliated crafts and producer bodies to support the non-cooperation directive against the actor until the dispute is resolved. Sources say nearly rupees 45 crore has already been invested in the project, with producers maintaining that the expenses are fully audited and accounted for. Despite the sharp escalation, all parties are believed to be open to talks aimed at reviving the film and avoiding further losses. The controversy has once again put the spotlight on accountability, contracts, and power dynamics within Bollywood. Whether this standoff ends in reconciliation or a prolonged industry battle,
क्या है हिम्मत मेरी?
the Dawn 3 dispute has clearly become much bigger than just one film. Bureau Report, NDTV.
And it's Ranveer Singh who has responded after this controversy that's erupted. He chooses to remain silent throughout this very issue. With that, we're slipping to a short break. Thank you so much for watching.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा और मसाला।
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal. What's actually how
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
we'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's at stake.
Join me, Raisha Sehgal, on Prime 5, only on NDTV 24/7.
Across the country.
He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program. Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
मीठा या नमकीन चाहे जैसे खाओ 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसली।
Big news coming in as far as Tushar Sharma's death case is concerned. The SIT has now been questioning Tushar's husband Samar Singh. They've grilled him for 3 hours. The husband claims that Tushar was distressed post her abortion. Now, the SIT is claiming that he is trying to mislead the investigators. Whether it's his laptop, his phone, his passport, all have been seized by the SIT. We have, in fact, my colleague Tanishka joining us in order. Tetri joining us in order to get us the latest on this. Tetri, take us through the details that have emerged in the case so far. First, he was on the run. He, then tried to surrender. Eventually, it was the Jabalpur police that arrested him. He's been in the custody. They have 7 days.
Post-poll jolt to the AIADMK in a rapid sequence of events that deepened the AIADMK's internal turmoil. 3 of its MLAs who backed the TVK government in the confidence vote resigned from the assembly and joined the ruling TVK. The capital's mega VVIP meltdown. A Delhi Gymkhana Club member has moved the Delhi High Court against the centre's order directing it to vacate its 27.3-acre premises by the 5th of June for defence and security-related purposes. As Delhi's Gymkhana is under siege, we bring you a special report. Meanwhile, the foreign ministers of the Quad are meeting in New Delhi today to align priorities and boost momentum in the four-nation alliance. This meeting brings together US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong, Japanese Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi, hosted by Dr. Jaishankar. Meanwhile, the US military carried out strikes in southern Iran against targets including boats, attempting to lay mines and missile launch sites in what it described as defensive actions.
Presented by Canara Bank. Together we can.
All right, we begin the breakfast show with breaking news we're tracking. The political temperature around Karnataka's leadership question is clearly rising in Delhi this morning, even as the Congress High Command prepares for crucial meetings with Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar. A steady stream of Karnataka Congress leaders, cabinet hopefuls, have now landed in the national capital. Among those in Delhi are senior ministers G. Parameshwara, Satish Jarkiholi, H.C. Mahadevappa, K.J. George and M.B. Patil, among others. And at the same time, we're told multiple aspirants for cabinet positions have also rushed to Delhi, signalling that this is no longer just about the chief ministership. Many are saying that it is about the entire balance of power inside the Karnataka Congress, because any decision on the leadership, whether it's continuity, whether it's transition, whether it's compromise, will inevitably trigger demands for cabinet reshuffles, also caste recalibration and regional balancing too. Which is why the meetings that are happening in Delhi today are being watched so closely, not just by Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. D.K. Shivkumar's camps, but by virtually every ambitious Congress leader in Karnataka. And you cannot ignore the subtext as well. As you know, whenever the High Command starts taking succession and restructuring, everybody wants to be politically visible in Delhi. We're told the format of these meetings will be Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. D.K. Shivkumar will meet the High Command separately first, individually, and then together. Janendra has been tracking all the insider details for us as far as this power tussle within the Karnataka Congress is concerned and the Delhi maneuvers as well. He joins us live with all that we need to know this morning. Janendra, take us through all that's unfolding, who all have landed in Delhi and what's their agenda?
So both leaders have arrived in Delhi, and around 11 a.m. both leaders will reach Congress headquarters Indira Bhavan. Rahul Gandhi and Kharge will meet both leaders separately, and then both will be called together to discuss the issue. There are many issues, as we are informing our viewers. The first is leadership change issue, then the cabinet reshuffle issue, and also 3 Rajya Sabha seats and around 8 to 9 MLC seats are on the table of discussion. But the major issue is of leadership change. Sources close to Congress leadership are suggesting that leadership is in a mood to change the chief minister, but whether Siddaramaiah will agree to this, it is not clear. D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah both have spoken clearly that whatever leadership will decide, they will follow. But now that the crucial time have come, what Siddaramaiah will speak in the meeting, what leadership will try to convince him after, it all depends on the outcome of today's meeting. And after the meeting only, picture will be clear. But it is very clear in Delhi, and sources close to Congress leadership are clearly telling that after the completion of 3 years, keeping in mind the age of CM Siddaramaiah, Congress leadership wants a change. Whether the change will be in form of D.K. Shivkumar, who is waiting for 3 years, his deputy CM, also state Congress president, whether he will get a chance, or Siddaramaiah may play Dalit card and propose the name of G. Parameshwar, who is currently a home minister. And interestingly, Siddaramaiah brought G. Parameshwar in his same flight yesterday night, along with a few other ministers and MLAs. So the race have begun and today you can say that is very crucial day for regarding Karnataka politics and the Chief Minister's chair.
Janendra, we'll be tracking all the finer developments with you. Thank you so much for joining us with that update this morning. We have further updates to disclose. This major meeting of the Congress High Command will be held today at 11 o'clock. Discussions may take place regarding a possible leadership change, as Janendra has highlighted. But this meeting that's taking place at 11 at the Congress headquarters, I must inform you, Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge will be in attendance. They will be meeting Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar. The discussions, as I mentioned briefly, will first be held separately with both the leaders and later jointly. Ritu Raj Purohit has also been tracking the latest details for us. She joins us live currently. Ritu, the sheer number of Karnataka leaders in Delhi today suggests this is far bigger than a routine coordination meeting, that it could perhaps be bigger than just a battle between D.K. Shivkumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah. Take us through all the details and how serious this churn inside the Congress is, considering many senior leaders have also touched down now.
Well, Parmeshwar, you remember since November, this whole row has really continued here in the Karnataka. There was the talks of November revolution. You see, from that month to till date, you see now finally you have both these leaders who have en route to Delhi. In fact, that they will be having a meeting with the party high command. Now, the kind of discussions that are going to take place among them will be very important as well, because there are multiple matters that will be really discussed. One, of course, is something of that we've been talking for a very long. It's about the leadership issue as well, because Congress has completed 3 years in power here in Karnataka, but there seems to be no clarity still on the leadership issue. Now, that's what is something worrying the Congress senior leaders as well. That's where they, in fact, assume that this is really going to damage the party. With that, the state heading into an assembly elections from 2 years now. So before that, the High Command needs to put this whole matter to rest now, because the 5 state elections are all over as well. The High Command will have to really focus on it. Now, how that both of them would, both the leaders would be offered, how would that the High Command try to convince both the leaders so that they forward work together for the party, that will be important. On the other side, you see, even as the cabinet reshuffle matter has also been on for a very long now, and the kind of pressure that the Siddaramaiah was also having from many of these MLAs as well, first time MLAs for that matter, or the senior leaders too. Of course, now for that, in that backdrop, you have most of these MLAs have also now rushed to Delhi, is what I'm given to understand. You see, most of them remains to be quite aspirant about what they really want. They've been very vocal about it as well. Now, you see, Parmeshwar, the curiosity of what's really going to happen in the meeting with the High Command is just not for the media. It's also for the Congress leaders as well, the Congress MLAs as well of Karnataka. That's why you have these MLAs who have rushed to Delhi so that they can somehow hear what's the talks that have really have happened between the High Command and the senior leaders of the Congress, whether it's Siddaramaiah or DK Shivakumar. What kind of good news will they really get? In that backdrop, you have many of them rushing to Delhi, including that of Kunigal Ranganath or Dr. Hesti Ranganath. You have many MLCs as well, Nagaraj Yadav for that matter, and many senior Congress leaders like Satish Jarkiholi, Parmeshwar. You have H.D. Mahadevappa, you have A.S. Ponnana as well, who is in Delhi. So yes, now before even as that, Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar are going to have talks with the High Command. These leaders who have rushed to Delhi, whether they will really have a time to have that breakfast meeting as well, to what that they really plan and how that they can try to have a talk with the Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. You see, so a lot that is really going to happen today. So all eyes on what's really going to take place in Delhi. Back to you, Parmeshwar.
We'll be tracking all the latest that's unfolding in Delhi and on home ground in Karnataka. Ritu, as always, thank you so much. It also remains to be seen how important caste equations become in these discussions, especially with names like G. Parameshwara now actively entering this conversation. Politically speaking, though, many analysts highlight they actually question whether today is about choosing a chief minister or managing competing power centers before they become totally unmanageable. But the Karnataka Game of Thrones has once again brought Delhi to the epicenter. Just last evening, both Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar, they have arrived in Delhi. While NDTV has accessed DK Shivakumar's schedule, which shows only meetings with union ministers, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is expected to meet the Congress High Command in the capital. Senior Congress leaders claim that Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is attending a routine meeting with the High Command after he was summoned. But intense speculations once again loom that whether this could be the final chapter of the Game of Thrones in this state. That remains to be seen after that crucial meeting at 11 a.m. at the Congress headquarters, where Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi will be in attendance. Here are the crucial political reactions you need to listen to.
High Command has called the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, who is also the PCC President, to discuss on the Rajya Sabha seats. We have also a lot of MLC seats that are opening up in less than 15-20 days. So they will discuss with the High Command about that. So the whatever speculation that is coming, it's coming from the media.
वहाँ पर कुर्सी की लड़ाई चल रही है और इन दोनों की कुर्सी की लड़ाई में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट और सबसे रिलेवेंट व्यक्ति कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष खुद है, क्योंकि वो खुद मुख्यमंत्री बनना चाहते हैं। क्या बात कर रहे हैं? सिद्धारमैया जी और डीके शिवकुमार जी की लड़ाई के बीच में जो खड़गे साहब है वो कह रहे हैं इनको लड़ने तो मुझे मुख्यमंत्री बनाओ। और ये पिछले 2.5-3 साल में ये कुर्सी की लड़ाई के कारण कर्नाटक का विकास ठप है, वहां पर जमकर भ्रष्टाचार हो रहा है और गवर्नेंस के नाम में 0 सन्नाटा।
जा रहा है दिल्ली, देखेंगे वो कल क्या होता है। वरिष्ठ लोगों ने बुलाया है, क्या चर्चा होता है वेट करेंगे सब लोग। पता नहीं क्या होता है, चर्चा तो उधर ही दिल्ली में होना है, वेट करेंगे।
We are all working as a family members together, whether DK Shivkumar Sahab or Siddaramaiah Sahab are working together hand in hand, and we want to see that the communal forces are put in place. And High Command is very strong enough to take appropriate decision at appropriate time, and we have no groups as such. We belong to a Congress family, and High Command will take appropriate decision at appropriate time.
Well, even as the Congress officially insists that the Karnataka leadership question remains entirely in the hands of the High Command, the political signalling from leaders close to Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar is now becoming increasingly difficult to miss. Congress MLA and close DK Shivkumar aide HD Ranganath has now made a cryptic but politically loaded remark, I beg your pardon, amid this ongoing power tussle. He's speaking regarding the leadership issue, and Mr. Ranganath has said, where there is hard work, history is created. Where there is faith, miracles happen. We believe victory will come. These remarks are carefully worded, but politically they are unmistakable. Ritu Raj Purohit will join us in just a bit. First, listen in to Mr. Ranganath's remarks.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡರ್ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ನಾನು ನಂಬಿರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದ್ದ ಕಡೆ ಅದ್ಭುತಗಳು ನಡೀತೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಗೆಲುವು ತರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
Ritu Raj Purohit is with us to decode these cryptic remarks. Ritu, Mr. Ranganath's remarks are carefully worded, we can tell, but politically unmistakable considering today that crucial 11 a.m. meetings happening as well. But is the DK Shivkumar camp projecting confidence deliberately ahead of that crucial meeting today?
Well, you see, of course, both the camps, for that matter, permission, not just DK Shivkumar's camp, but Siddaramaiah's camp as well. You see, both of them remain to be hopeful that Siddaramaiah will be able to have a talk on the cabinet reshuffle. Of course, permission, we've been seeing how that DK Shivkumar has really not been keen about the cabinet reshuffle matter as such, because he is, of course, worried about something that he's also been aspiring for very long. That's about becoming the Chief Minister of Karnataka. But however, you see, he's always not shown that level of an interest when we talk about the cabinet reshuffle. He has pointed out that it's Siddaramaiah who has initiated it, and he would be the right person to speak about the cabinet reshuffle. Now that's the reason where you have many of these leaders from DK Shivkumar's camp as well, who are now camping on Siddaramaiah as well, that somehow he tries to manage to get them also as much as positions as possible. Now that's the reason you have them all rushing to Delhi to hear the talks that are really going to take place between that of an High Command and DK Shivkumar as well as Siddaramaiah. So yes, all that, they remain to be hopeful that it's finally about the cabinet reshuffle along with the leadership issue as well. If that the cabinet reshuffle has been given a green signal by Rahul Gandhi, then who all will be into that of a list as well, that becomes important too. Now, due to which to push their cards, you see them all in Delhi. Now, yes, interestingly, we'll have to wait and see if they will really get to hold some sort of a breakfast meeting and separate talks, even as that DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah are going to have a talks with the party high command. You see, how are they going to see to it? That will be important. You see, if really things does not work out in favor of these Congress leaders, you might somewhere see them being upset about this whole matter, and or sometimes you see, of course, statements getting issued against the party as well. So yes, we'll have to wait and see to it, that as we expect a lot of developments to take place today when we talk about the Karnataka politics. Back to you.
Ritu, as always, thank you so much for joining us with the latest details. All right, let's delve deeper for a moment here. The Karnataka Congress power struggle, as Ritu's reporting, may now be entering its most decisive phase yet, with both Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar in Delhi amid this intense speculation over this possible leadership formula and the final decision on whether there will be a transition, whether there will be continuation as far as Karnataka is concerned. Sources say the Congress High Command has summoned Mr. Siddaramaiah for crucial discussions with Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge. Additionally, as per our sources, Mr. Siddaramaiah is believed to be entering this meeting politically strengthened, with claims that he has the backing of close to 100 MLAs. On the other side, there's growing buzz that the High Command could attempt a political accommodation with DK Shivkumar rather than an immediate transfer of power. In fact, One possibility being discussed in political circles is whether Mr. Shiv Kumar's brother D.K. Suresh could be accommodated through a Rajya Sabha berth as part of a broader balancing exercise. Interestingly, sources indicate D.K. Shiv Kumar may be he'll be in Delhi. He is in Delhi, but without any formal summons, which is actually a detail that itself underlines how politically sensitive and fluid this situation remains. And what makes this moment particularly significant is that the Congress now appears caught between three competing compulsions: retaining Mr. Siddaramaia's mass backward caste support, managing D.K. Shiv Kumar's ambitions, and also maintaining overall government stability. And increasingly, this is beginning to resemble less a routine succession debate, many analysts highlight, and more a test of whether the Congress High Command still retains the authority to control powerful regional equations without damaging the entire government itself. Jainendra Kumar joining us with all the latest details coming in and all the action that's unfolding behind the scenes. Jainendra, Siddaramaiya reportedly walking in with support from around 100 MLAs dramatically alters this equation, doesn't it?
No, it is not yet clear that Siddaramaiya have bought signatures of 100 MLAs. Earlier, when after the election, after the Karnataka election, around 100 MLAs supported Siddaramaiya at that time as Chief Minister, and around 30 MLAs were with D.K. Shiv Kumar. But now sources are telling that equations have changed, and the support of number of MLAs that Siddaramaiya have decreased gradually. So it is not clear whether Siddaramaiya have the support of 100 MLAs and whether he have brought the signatures of those MLAs. It is not clear. And one more thing is that leadership will not like if Siddaramaiya will present support of MLAs, n number of MLAs. So in today's meeting, leadership will discuss further with Siddaramaiya what are the options, what does Siddaramaiya expect and what leadership expects from him. And after that, things will move on. Then D.K. Shiv Kumar will also be consulted, and both leaders will be consulted together. So as far as the MLA support is concerned, right now we cannot say that n number of MLAs are with DK and n number of MLAs are with Siddaramaiya. MLAs are also waiting to unfold the situation, and after the picture is clear, then MLAs will also take side of X or Y. So this time Siddaramaiya have not as much support as he was having 3 years ago. But naturally he is a mass leader and he has support of many MLAs, and that is why it is not easy to remove Siddaramaiya from Chief Minister post.
Jainendra, lots to track with you and lots to unpack as well, with all senior leaders touching down in Delhi as well. Thank you so much for joining us with that update. We'll of course revert to you for regular updates. Staying with updates from Delhi amid growing instability in West Asia and mounting anxiety over global supply chains, the Quad foreign ministers are meeting in Delhi today for talks that go far beyond routine diplomacy. India is set to host the key Quad foreign ministers meeting in New Delhi, with External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar leading these talks. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio will join the high-level huddle, along with foreign ministers of Australia and Japan. You see, this meeting comes at a crucial time amid rising tensions in West Asia and also a growing focus on the Indo-Pacific security. So discussions are expected to be around maritime cooperation, regional stability, supply chain resilience, critical technologies, and also the global energy situation, which, as you know, has been primary agenda for many multilateral organizations, especially since the 28th of February. Meanwhile, in an exclusive interaction with NDTV, Marco Rubio underscored the growing relevance of the Quad, saying the grouping is more important than it's ever been. My colleague Gauri Dwivedi is tracking the latest for us, including the Quad agenda for the day. She joins us over the phone line this morning. Gauri, to begin with, take us through the agenda for the day, and how significantly has this West Asia war altered the agenda of what was originally conceived as an Indo-Pacific grouping?
Parmeshwar, that is an extremely important aspect of how the Quad grouping of foreign ministers level is now going to focus on essentially the big conflict that is impacting all countries. You made a very valid point, Parmeshwar, when you told our viewers about the significance of Quad over the years. But one also needs to keep in mind that in a very interconnected world where supply chains are connected, where trade conflict which has been going on for 88 days and counting, it has had a huge impact on all the countries, including those in the Indo-Pacific. So that is likely to really be a key feature of the discussions. One also needs to keep in mind that this meeting comes at a time when there is a certain set of reorientation, or there is an expected reorientation that has taken place in the Trump administration vis-a-vis China, vis-a-vis Quad itself. In that backdrop, the foreign ministers level discussion is going to be extremely important. The last foreign ministers Quad discussion happened last year in July, but the heads of state level meeting hasn't happened since September 2024. So as I said, West Asia conflict is going to be extremely important.
Right.
But this foreign ministers level Quad meeting is essentially going to chart out the next roadmap and vision of Quad itself under Donald Trump's administration.
Well, Gauri, speaking of the West Asia crisis, break down for us the importance of Marco Rubio's presence in Delhi politically. And are we also now seeing the Quad evolve from a primary strategic security platform into a broader economic and supply chain coalition?
That has been the aspiration all along, Parmeshwar, that, it started off as disaster relief. It had a lot of vaccine delivery and, delivery of essential services layered onto it. But the aspiration has all along been to create something that is more resilient as far as supply chains are concerned. And when you talk about supply chains, AI, semiconductor, chips, all those, and APIs for pharmaceuticals, all those are very critical areas that the supply chains need to be made more robust, something that all four members of the Quad are very cognizant of. So how much of that is actually now going to become and turn into actionable items is really the whole point of this entire meeting. As I said, Quad itself has gone a certain amount of reorientation under Donald Trump's administration, with no heads of state meeting taking place last year. It was originally scheduled for last year, but was pushed ahead. So in that backdrop, if Quad does become something bigger than just about disaster relief, just about vaccine, just about climate resilience, how that happens, what form and shape it takes, is essentially going to decide the future of Quad and also the future of Indo-Pacific as the four nations collectively conceive it and envision it.
Gauri, as always, thank you so much. We'll, of course, track all the latest details with you. Well, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar will host US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong, and Japanese Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi at Hyderabad House in Delhi, with the ministers also expected to call on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. As per our sources, one of the central concerns dominating this meeting will be the fallout of the West Asia war on maritime routes, on energy security, and global supply chains. Well, here's what you need to know about this summit that could shape the future strategic balance of the Indo-Pacific.
New Delhi is preparing for one of the most consequential diplomatic gatherings in the Indo-Pacific. The Quad Foreign Ministers meeting, which brings together the foreign ministers of India, the United States, Japan, and Australia. They're assembling at a time when the region's strategic architecture is undergoing rapid change. The meeting builds directly on the last Quad ministerial in Washington, D.C. in July 2025. But this time, the diplomatic choreography goes beyond the formal table. The foreign ministers are expected to hold bilateral meetings with Dr. S. Jaishankar and also call on the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, turning the summit into a hub of parallel strategic negotiations. That's right, the Quad no longer wants to be seen as just a diplomatic hub, but as a mechanism of coordinated strategic action. From Washington, Marco Rubio's presence carries particular significance. The Trump administration has repeatedly framed the Quad as central to America's Indo-Pacific strategy, and Rubio himself made the messaging explicit.
Quad to be a semi-annual gathering of friends. We want it to be a mechanism that leads to cooperation and deliverables. And I think we're making progress in that regard, and we'll build on that on Tuesday.
Behind the diplomacy lies a larger geopolitical reality: growing competition in the Indo-Pacific, rising concerns over China's maritime assertiveness, and an emerging push among Quad nations to shape the region's future security and economic order. They will all be on the agenda. Talks will also focus on Quad initiatives covering infrastructure, connectivity, and regional resilience. As global power equations continue to shift, the New Delhi Quad meeting is being watched not just for what it says publicly, but for the strategic messaging embedded between the lines. Because increasingly, the Quad is no longer just about dialogue. It's about shaping the very future balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. Bureau Report, NDTV World.
All right, let's switch tracks now. Is the endgame near for Delhi Gymkhana Club? Members of the Delhi Gymkhana Club have now moved Delhi High Court against the centre's order asking the club to hand over its premises to the government by the 5th of June. Senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi mentioned the matter before Justice Avnish Jingan for an urgent hearing, and the court listed the lawsuit for hearing for today. The government has asked the club to vacate its 27.3-acre premises, prime Delhi land, by the 5th of June, citing defence infrastructure and critical security needs. The club has challenged the order, calling the reasons vague and arguing there is no compensation for the property or the premium paid. Employees also fear job losses. And this move has sparked a political row, with the opposition alleging a rushed eviction. We've lined up some crucial reactions for you this morning. Listen in.
अचानक आके हमसे कहा जी कल 5 जून को कोर्ट का ऑर्डर है, कल बंद हो रहा। वहां तो बहुत धक्का लग रहा। यहाँ पे नौकरी करने कम से कम 35-40 साल से नौकरी कर रहे हैं, हमें कुछ बताया नहीं जा रहा, कुछ नहीं। अचानक ऐसे लोग भेजा गया, कल अचानक हमें कल पता लगा। अब सब परेशान है। कुछ लोग यहाँ 15 साल से नौकरी कर रहे हैं, कुछ 20 साल से। हमने खुद 37 साल हो गए हमें जॉब करते। हम कहाँ जाएंगे? बच्चे हमारे कहाँ जाएंगे?
मेरी उम्र देख रहे हो, कई साल हो गई काम करते, 25-30 सालों से काम करते करते ये हो गया। अब ये क्लब चला जाएगा तो हम कहाँ जाएंगे? हम तो भूखे मर जाएंगे। हमारे बच्चे वैसे ही रोड पे आ रखे हैं, हमारी झुग्गियां वैसे ही टूट रही है। 26 तारीख को
रोजी रोटी छिन जाएगी तो कहाँ जाए? हम लोग भीख मांगने लायक भी नहीं रहे अब ये बुढ़ापे में। हमें कुछ नहीं है। हम इतना हाथ जोड़ना चाहते हैं कि क्लब को आप यहाँ से बंद मत करो, हमें कहीं मत भेजो। इस टाइम पर हम कहीं नहीं जा सकते क्योंकि हमारी उम्र हो चुकी है।
क्लब में नोटिस आ सके कि 5 जून को बंद होगा या 5 तारीख तक गवर्नमेंट के हवाले कर देना चाहते हैं, या नोटिस जो भी आया, हमारे को तो इस बारे संदर्भ में किसी चीज से कोई हमारे को बताया नहीं गया। जैसे ही खबर हमारी स्टाफ में लगी तो सारा स्टाफ मायूस में है, शोक में है कि हमारा फैमिली का क्या होगा, हमारे परिवार का क्या होगा। हम गवर्नमेंट से पूछना चाहते, भारत सरकार से पूछना चाहते। हमारे 600 एम्प्लॉज उसके फैमिली लगा करके 6,500 परिवार है, क्या होगा उनका?
तो हम तो चाहते हैं कि ये कल्चर को मेंटेन करना चाहिए। मतलब ऐसी जगहों को एक्वायर करके पब्लिक पर्पस का बहाना करके या किसी और रीजन देकर इनको अपने हाथ में लेने की जरूरत नहीं है। आप सिक्योरिटी रीजन तो पहले से मतलब जब से आज़ादी, जब से मतलब वो जिमखाना है तो कोई सिक्योरिटी रीजन तो आज तक कुछ ऐसा हुआ नहीं है वहाँ से। प्लस पब्लिक पर्पस होता है तो दिल्ली बहुत बड़ा है, आप अपने पब्लिक पर्पस को कहीं और भी वो एडजस्ट कर सकते हो। लेकिन यह है कि वो जिमखाना में आपस में काफ़ी तनाव था, मेंबर्स के बीच में जो कमेटी के लोग थे उनमें काफ़ी डिस्प्यूट्स था, और सब एलाइट लोग हैं वहाँ, तो उनको तो मज़ा आता है सब ये काम करने में ना।
गलत निर्णय है, जल्दबाजी में लिया गया फैसला है। सब लोग जानते हैं कि जिमखाना का एक इतिहास है, 100 साल पुराना वो क्लब है, वहाँ बहुत लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स जो रिटायर्ड हैं वो, उसके अलावा भी हर सेक्शन से लोग वहाँ मेंबर हैं। और इस तरह से एकाएक नोटिस दे देना ये उचित नहीं है, और डिफेंस के नाम पर, सिक्योरिटी के नाम पर ये मुनासिब नहीं है।
All right, let's turn our attention now to breaking news coming in. 48 hours after the Bengal government asked all 23 district magistrates to set up holding centers where illegal foreigners, including Bangladeshis and Rohingya immigrants staying in the state, are to be housed before being deported. 2 such centers have come up in Malda and Murshidabad, 2 districts that share borders with Bangladesh. We are told the hunt for such centers has started in other Bengal districts as well, basically their detention centers. On Monday, we can disclose 9 people identified as Bangladeshis were brought to the holding center in Malda, out of which 3 are women and 6 are minors. My colleague Ritik Mondal is tracking the latest details for us, joins us live this morning with all that we need to know. Ritik, we're given to understand 2 detention centers have now debuted in Malda and Murshidabad. Take us through the action so far. 9 people has been identified as Bangladeshis as far as the Malda holding center is concerned.
Well, definitely news just emerges from districts like Malda and Murshidabad. This is the first leg of the setting up of holding center, or you may call it a detention center, to identify and to keep illegal Bangladeshi migrants. Those are being staying over here in for past several years. The news emerges that 2 separate centers have been set up, one in Malda, another in Murshidabad. What precisely we are being told that 9 people have already been identified and kept inside the Malda holding center. Now the due process will be followed. Remember, it has come days after Chief Minister Shubhendu Adhikari made it clear that the directives which were sent earlier, or the 1 year back, by the center to the previous state government to follow the order to identify, illegal migrants staying over here and to deport them through BSF. This order will be strictly followed, and then the order came from the Nabarno, the state secretary, to set up several holding centers across the district. And the first news comes after 48 hours. Such directives were given to the administration heads, and now 9 people have been identified and they have been kept in a holding center in Malda. And what we are also learning that in days to come, the several other such a holding center will be set up and will be created across the state, precisely in the bordering districts, which is close to Bangladesh. Back to you.
Well, as Ritik is reporting, we are expecting the emergence of more such detention centers along the border. So far, 2 have debuted, one in Malda, the other in Murshidabad. We'll continue to track the latest as far as the detention centers in Bengal are concerned. For now, let's turn our attention to further breaking updates coming in regarding West Bengal. Sources are now telling NDTV this morning that around 15 people have been freshly arrested by the NIA from Malda in connection with the attack on officials during protests in the Mothabari area earlier in April. So around 15 people have been arrested freshly by the NIA from Malda in connection with the attack on a judicial officer in Mothabari. NIA sources have told NDTV these 15 were allegedly involved in roadblock on the day of the protest that happened in Malda's Mothabari area over the deletion of names under the special intensive revision of electoral rolls. My colleague Ritik Mondal has all the details for us. Ritik, what are the latest details you can disclose regarding these 15 arrests?
In connection to the case that unfolded in the month of April, when 7 judicial officials were carried out inside our office during the SIR process, and the kind of widespread ruckus that went on that night and that triggered massive outrages. Remember, since NIA took the charges, several people have already been arrested. Now what we are given to understand late last night, 15 people having their involvement with regard to the roadblock incident, they have been picked up by NIA and they are being brought to Kolkata for court productions. But now the sources inside the central agency are telling us that these people were associated in the road blockade process that night in Mothabari area. Now the NIA wants to grill them, to question them, to ascertain the facts that who directed them or who directed these people to put up road blockade, to create ruckus out on the street. So now what we do understand, several months after the incident unfolded and went a shockwave, the central agency which is precisely probing this entire matter now want to ascertain the facts that who directed or who were the mastermind behind this heinous crime. Unprecedented situations emerge out on the street. That was not several legal procedures were flouted that night, and that triggered outrages. But under the court observation, this NIA probe is going on, and freshly 15 people have been arrested, and they will be brought before the court today in Kolkata. Back to you.
Ritik, what exactly are the charges against those freshly arrested by the NIA, though, and what role are investigators alleging that they played during the protests, these 15 fresh arrests?
remember, since NIA took charges, several people have already been arrested. The number tally says there are at least 18 to 20 people have already been arrested, including a mastermind who actually, a local leader who was, instructing people to create ruckus. He was also being arrested by the then Bengal police. Now, NIA wants to ascertain the facts that who actually planned this thing, because the day this thing happened, it was a day-long protests were organized out on the streets. It was blocking the national highway. So NIA picked up this 15 people, and those were involved in the blocking those roads during a day-long protest. Now NIA officials want to ascertain the fact that who directed them to do so. So whether any involvement of a local leader, or because remember during this protest we did understand that the several leaders, the then TMC MLAs named were cropped up during this process. There were questions, they have been targeted. Several locals even pointed finger to Savina Yasmi, who happens to be the local MLA over there. They said that why she is not being arrested because she initiated the entire protest. So now what we are given to understand that the NIA might understand the fact that who were the mastermind behind this unprecedented protest that was planned, who draw the blueprint for the protester, and who instigated them especially, which is why they picked up this 15 people, and they will be grilled. There will be questions when they got the custody from the court, and in order to that, what we are given to understand that they will be produced before a special NIA court here in Kolkata, and which is why they headed to Kolkata late last night, since they picked up them in tension-torn Mothabari area. Back to you.
Ritik, as always, thank you so much for disclosing the latest details. We'll, of course, track this probe very closely with you. On that note, let's turn our attention to the Twisha Sharma death probe in Bhopal. Well, fresh developments have intensified scrutiny on the case. Police recently recreated the crime scene with Twisha's husband, Samarth Singh, who was taken into custody after he was caught by the Jabalpur police. Accused Samarth Singh was present with the team during the nearly 1-hour search as crucial evidence came under the scanner. The SIT interrogated Twisha's husband, Samarth, for approximately 3 hours. Samarth informed the SIT that Twisha had been distressed following her abortion, and when questioned regarding his period of abscondence, Samarth Singh repeatedly attempted to mislead the investigators. Meanwhile, in the latest, we have learned that the CBI has officially taken over this case, has re-registered the FIR, and will be kick-starting their investigation today in this matter.
Tribute ceremony has been organized for Trisha Sharma. It has been organized by the Hindu Samiti. We would be having a conversation with them.
श्री हिंदू उत्सव समिति के तत्वाधान में भोपाल की 25 लाख हिंदुओं के द्वारा हम उसके श्री चरणों में श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करते हैं। सीबीआई की जांच होगी तो दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी हो जाएगा। बेटी हर व्यक्ति के कलेजे का टुकड़ा होती है और बेटियों को न्याय मिलना चाहिए। किस बेटी 2 कुल को तारती है, एक माँ के पक्ष का और दूसरा जहाँ वो जन्म लेती है, दूसरा जो ससुराल पक्ष होता है। लेकिन अगर दूसरा पक्ष इस प्रकार का मिल जाएगा तो बेटियों के प्रति व्यक्ति की चिंता और हो जाएगी। किसी भी समाज को चिंता करनी पड़ेगी कि बेटियों को किस प्रकार से रखना चाहिए।
Tanushi is tracking the details of this case very closely. She joins us with further clarity. Tanushi, so the CBI has taken over this probe as the Madhya Pradesh High Court has granted 2 days to Giribala Singh to file a reply on the 2 pleas challenging the anticipatory bail that was granted to her.
Yesterday, during the hearings in Bhopal District Court, now the hearing would be held today, and also along with that, Samarth Singh's interrogation has been done by the SIT, the police, when afterwards they took the 7-day remand, and also yesterday during the interrogation it was held for 3 hours. The Samarth documents, the laptop, the Aadhaar cards, and other digital evidences are also being seized by the police, the SIT, and they have also the sources have said that Samarth was trying to change the interrogation, to change his statement during the interrogation. Also because of the Trisha's case has got the national headlines when he was found hanging on on 12th May 12th. And after that, Samarth went missing, and when in Jabalpur he was found, Bhopal police arrested him, and after arresting him, he was brought back to Bhopal. His medicals were done, and after medicals.
Tanushree, there are some details of an abortion, a 7 lakh rupee claim. Can you take us through what Twisha's husband has told the Madhya Pradesh SIT before the CBI actually took over this probe formally?
During the interrogation before CBI took over the interrogation, Samat has told that the couple had arguments a few days before. Also, when the pregnancy was confirmed, Samat, Twisha's behavior started to change. And also 2 lakh rupees were given, and mother-in-law also demanded. Also, Samat told the police during the interrogations that Trisha's behavior started changing. Also, she wanted abortion. She did not wanted to keep the child. When her pregnancy was confirmed, her behavior towards Samat and Samat's family started to change.
Tanushree, thanks so much. We'll, of course, continue to track all the finer developments and the revelations in this case with you. Meanwhile, the turbulence around the Tamil Nadu government continues to rise, with defection support now landing in Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay's lap. 3 rebel AIADMK MLAs dumped their party earlier, resigning from the Dravidian party to join the ruling TVK government. The induction of AIADMK leaders into the TVK received sharp retorts from the DMK and the VCK as expected. Former Chief Minister MK Stalin accused the TVK of horse trading, questioning whether the government was voted in to induct resigning MLAs. The VCK, by the way, has also slammed the induction, calling it unethical and a threat to TVK's honesty claims.
சூழ்ச்சியுடைய வேர் அதிமுகவுடைய ஒட்டுமொத்த தொண்டர்களையும் ஒரு பெரிய வழியை கொடுத்தது. அதிமுக கூடிய பல்வேறு முன்னாள் அமைச்சர்கள் எங்களை தொடர்பு கொண்டாங்க. அம்மா உருவாக்கிய இயக்கம் இன்றைக்கு திமுகவோட சேர்ந்து சுயநல அரசியலில் சூழ்ச்சியில் மாட்டிக்கிட்டு இருக்கு. தமிழக வெற்றி கழகத்தை நாங்கள் புதிய அதிமுகவை நாங்கள் பார்க்குறோம். அதனால இணையரோன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இன்னும் வரக்கூடிய காலங்களில்
All right, let's turn our attention now to the details of the 4th hike in CNG prices in less than 15 days amid disrupted global energy supplies due to the West Asia crisis. CNG prices, compressed natural gas, were increased by 2 rupees per kilogram on Friday, which took the rates in Delhi to 83.09 rupees per kg in Delhi, with effect from this morning. As you know, petrol and diesel prices have also seen multiple hikes over the past 2 weeks amid the virtual closure of the Strait of Hormuz. But in the last 10 days, CNG prices have repeatedly increased as the city gas distributors continue to grapple with mounting losses due to the US-Iran war. And after the earlier revisions, CNG prices in Noida now have risen to 88.70 rupees per kg. The latest increase, as far as Delhi is concerned, has taken cumulative hikes since the 15th of May to nearly 7.5 rupees per litre. My colleague Akil Jamil has been tracking the ground impact and how customers and consumers are reacting to these price hikes. He sent us this report.
बहुत भारी पड़ गया है दूध के बढ़ने से।
कैसे घर कैसे चल रहा है? किराया बढ़ाया आप लोगों ने? किराया बढ़ाया कि नहीं बढ़ाया?
किराया कहाँ बढ़ा हुआ है? हमारा तो किराया वही चल रहा है साहब।
तो लोगों से बोलते नहीं है कि अब तो पेट्रोल जिस रेट पे मिलता था, सीएनजी जिस रेट पे मिलता था, उस रेट पे अब नहीं मिलता है, महंगा मिलता है।
महंगा मिल रहा है।
तो लोग मानते हैं इस बात को?
नहीं मान रहे हैं, वो तो चल ही रहा है, वो तो चला रहे हैं, वो अपना आप चला रहे हैं, वो अपने
घर ले जाने के लिए पैसे जितने पहले बचते थे उतने ही बचते हैं या कम बचते हैं?
कम बच रहे हैं अब।
कैसे घर चल रहा है? बाल बच्चे कैसे पाल रहे हैं?
अब कहाँ पल रहा है? उतना ही जैसे पल रहे हैं वैसे भूखे प्यासे रह रहे हैं, खा रहे हैं, कमा रहे हैं, वैसा ही हम लोग का रेट कम ही हो गया साहब।
किराया भी नहीं बढ़ पा रहा और प्लस में क्या है रेट तो बढ़ ही रहा है, जो हर चीज़ों के रेट बढ़ रहा है। उसके लिए अब क्या करें हम लोग तो किसी तरह चल रहे हैं। अब लगता है कि टैक्सी बंद करके वैसे ही कुछ करना पड़ेगा।
Moving on to further crucial updates, the Middle East is once again on the brink of a major escalation. The United States has carried out what it calls self-defense strikes inside Iran, targeting sites in the country's south. While explosions have now been reported from Bandar Abbas, a key Iranian port city, US President Donald Trump has issued a fresh warning to Tehran, saying Iran's uranium must be handed over to America or destroyed. And at the same time, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to hit Hezbollah even harder, raising fears that this war could spread across the region. Listen in to what Benjamin Netanyahu has said.
אנחנו נכה בהם, נכון, הם יורים עלינו רחפני סיב, יש לנו צוות מיוחד שעובד על זה, וגם את זה נפתור. בינתיים אתם מגלים חוסן, אני רוצה לברך את תושבי הצפון, חוסן שמעורר השראה אצל כולנו. אבל מה שזה מחייב אותנו עכשיו, זה להגביר את המכות, להגביר את העוצמה, אנחנו נכה אותם שוק על ירך.
Well, US President Donald Trump, meanwhile, is once again pushing for a dramatic shift in Middle East diplomacy. He's linking a potential Iran peace deal to a wider expansion of the Abraham Accords. The report you're about to see breaks down why the Accords are back in focus and why several Muslim-majority nations remain cautious about joining them.
US President Donald Trump is pushing for a dramatic new Middle East order. He has told several Arab and Muslim countries that if a deal to end the Iran war is achieved, then he wants their nations to join Abraham Accords. From Saudi Arabia to Pakistan, from Qatar to Turkey, the push could reshape the region's diplomatic map. Taking to Truth Social, Trump said, discussions with leaders from Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Pakistan, Turkey, Egypt, Jordan and Bahrain had convinced him that it should be mandatory for most of them to join the US-brokered diplomatic framework to normalize ties with Israel, the Abraham Accords. The move signals Trump's attempt to reshape the post-Iran war Middle East by linking security agreements, economic partnerships, and diplomatic recognition of Israel into one regional framework. However, the proposal has once again pushed the Abraham Accords into global focus, raising questions about what the agreements actually are, why the United States of America sees them as a strategically important one, and why many Muslim nations remain reluctant to openly embrace them despite growing regional engagement with Israel. So what are Abraham Accords? It is a series of diplomatic normalization agreements between Israel and several Muslim-majority countries brokered by the US during Trump's presidential term in 2020, his first term. Before the Abraham Accords, most Arab and Muslim countries refused to recognize Israel, and that is solely because of their support for an independent Palestinian state. However, the Abraham Accords changed that very equation. The Accords represented a major diplomatic push because they reduced its isolation in Middle East without requiring a resolution to the Palestinian conflict. But the question is, why is Trump bringing it now? Trump's latest remarks come as the United States of America continues negotiations with Iran following months of regional conflict with Iran. He described the accord as a financial, economic, and social boom. Not only that, in a surprising suggestion, he said that Iran itself could eventually join the accords after reaching an agreement with Washington, D.C. However, many Muslim nations are reluctant in joining the Abraham Accords. The biggest reason is the Palestinian issue. Many of them believe recognizing Israel without first securing Palestinian statehood weakens the Palestinian cause. The ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict and civilian casualties in Gaza have further complicated efforts to expand the accords. Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Iran, Qatar and Turkey, all these countries have strictly refused to normalize ties with Israel without a Palestinian issue. As of now, a total of 6 countries have officially recognized or joined the Abraham Accords. This includes US, Israel, and 4 other countries, which are UAE, Bahrain, Morocco, and Sudan. For now, the Abraham Accords remain both a major diplomatic breakthrough and one of the most divisive geopolitical experiments in modern Middle East. Bureau Report, NDTV.
All right, let's switch tracks now. The Federation of Western India Cine Employees has taken a strong stand against Ranveer Singh for his sudden, unceremonious exit from Farhan Akhtar's Dawn 3. The film body says the actor's withdrawal caused heavy financial losses and disrupted the project just weeks before shooting was set to begin. Ranveer Singh's team, however, has questioned the film body's authority to intervene in this dispute. Responding to this controversy, Ranveer Singh's spokesperson has said the actor had consciously chosen to stay silent throughout this issue. This report takes you through the latest details.
शेर जो सो रहा है वो जागेगा कब? उनसे कह दो कि फिर जाग उठा हूं मैं.
The Dawn 3 controversy has now snowballed into a full-blown industry standoff. On Monday, the Federation of Western India Cine Employees announced a non-cooperation directive against actor Ranveer Singh, accusing him of abruptly walking out of the project and causing major disruption to the film.
Farhan Akhtar and Ritesh has given all the documents to us, audited statements, audited accounts, proofs of investments, their ticket booking, their hotel booking, their costume bills, their signing amounts to the technicians which they had hired for this film. They shot the promo of the film. Everything was submitted to the institution, and we went through it.
The film body says the producers claimed Ranveer Singh exited the film barely 3 weeks before the shooting unit was scheduled to leave, affecting schedules, finances, and preparations already underway. The Federation says it repeatedly asked the actor to appear and present his side.
The Federation ने reminders भेजे, letter भेजा रणवीर सिंह को कि आप आइए, आप अपना पक्ष रखिए, you take your side. But he chose not to reply 1, 2, 3, 3 notices.
Ranveer Singh's team reportedly sent an email challenging the Federation's jurisdiction in the matter. But FWICE says the issue goes beyond the disagreement between an actor and producer.
Non-cooperation यही है कि आपके साथ हमारा कोई भी टेक्नीशियन, कोई भी आदमी काम नहीं करेगा. हम आपका काम नहीं रोक रहे हैं, मगर हम आजाद हैं कि हम किसके साथ काम करते हैं, किसके साथ काम नहीं करते हैं.
FWICE has now appealed to all affiliated crafts and producer bodies to support the non-cooperation directive against the actor until the dispute is resolved. Sources say nearly rupees 45 crore has already been invested in the project, with producers maintaining that the expenses are fully audited and accounted for. Despite the sharp escalation, all parties are believed to be open to talks aimed at reviving the film and avoiding further losses. The controversy has once again put the spotlight on accountability, contracts, and power dynamics within Bollywood. Whether this standoff ends in reconciliation or a prolonged industry battle, the Dawn 3 dispute has clearly become much bigger than just one film. Bureau Report, NDTV.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा और प्योर मसाला.
Where the software engineer meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
The results with the BJP winning more than 200 seats clearly answer those questions. Our teams on the ground, in the studios, in the newsroom, will keep tracking every twist. We try to stay away from the noise, try to use the election analytics to bring the coverage together for you. 90% voting is not common. That's 140 elections with less than 70%. Tuvendu Adhikari leading at this moment. 5 states, 824 assembly seats, an election that felt more like a war.
Again going to shift focus to West Bengal, bring in our colleagues from the ground as well.
We've got some breaking news just coming in. Kanchan Gupta to wear this morning. Green was not one of them. Kanchan, what's going on here?
Khela hobe.
Vijay is finishing off every existing political force. This holds, Pradeep Gupta will be dancing. Joining us now, live and exclusive on NDTV, the architect of this historic victory.
जनता को बधाई दे रहा हूं.
To all our viewers who've joined us in this long day, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal. What's happening?
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
We'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's at stake.
Join me, Raisha Sehgal, on Prime 5, only on NDTV 24/7.
Economy, business, world, technology. Noise filtered, numbers decoded. Insights that rewire your worldview. From governance to growth, we connect the dots. Your daily edge, your global advantage. India Business Report with me, Gauri Dwivedi, weeknights on NDTV Profit.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
Big news coming in as far as Trisha Sharma's death case is concerned. The SIT has now been questioning Trisha's husband Samarth Singh. They've grilled him for 3 hours. The husband claims that Trisha was distressed post her abortion. Now, the SIT is claiming that he is trying to mislead the investigators. Whether it's his laptop, his phone, his passport, all have been seized by the SIT. We have, in fact, my colleague Tanishka joining us in order, Tejri joining us in order to get us the latest on this. Tejri, take us through the details that have emerged in the case so far. First, he was on the run. He, then tried to surrender. Eventually, it was the Jalpur police that arrested him. He's been in the custody. They have 7 days custody. The SIT has been grilling him, questioning him. They've recreated the crime scene as well. But, time and again what's really coming up is his demeanor, how, he appears to be very calm, very composed. On the other side, how, the officials are saying he's really not cooperating and that he's not really coming out with details. He's perhaps misleading the investigators. Good morning, viewers. You're watching NDTV. I'm Gauri Dwivedi. Let's get you the big stories that we are tracking for you this Tuesday morning, including the foreign ministers meeting at the Quad grouping as well. A quick check of the headlines and then we get you the big stories. Karnataka Game of Thrones reaches Delhi. DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah all set to meet Congress High Command at 11 a.m. Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge will meet the two separately. What's in store for the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka? Another post-poll jolt to AIA-DMK. Defections after division in the party. 3 AIA-DMK MLAs jump ship, join the TVK. Dravidian giants target Vijay's TVK. Edapadi Palanisamy slams pre-planned poaching of AIA-DMK MLAs. Capital's mega VVIP meltdown. Delhi's Gymkhana Club under siege. High Court to hear Gymkhana's plea today. Club challenges the eviction order, which requires the club to vacate by 5th of June. SIT intensifies probe in the Trisha Sharma death case. Samarth Singh questioned for 3 hours.
repeatedly attempted to mislead the investigators. Sources say Samad Singh's laptop, mobile phone, passport, Aadhaar and other key documents have been seized by authorities. Kyiv Quad foreign ministers meeting in Delhi, India to host high-stakes Quad talks as energy security high on Quad agenda. Hormuz tensions in focus at the Quad summit. And finally, in top international news, US-Iran tensions escalate as US strikes Iran's missile sites and mine-laying boats amidst peace deal talks.
Presented by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Well, our top story this hour, is the Karnataka Game of Thrones, which has now gone from Bengaluru, reached New Delhi. All eyes now on the high-stakes meeting that will take place between the Congress High Command and the Congress Karnataka state leadership. Top sources are telling NDTV that Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge are likely to meet the two leaders separately. That's the big story that we are putting out right now for you this Tuesday morning, that the Game of Thrones crescendo is, it looks like that it's nearing an end as leaders huddle up in Delhi. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is pushing for a cabinet reshuffle in the first week of June. Siddaramaiah camp is expected to portray or show of confidence and also say that it has got the backing of majority of the leaders. And High Command may allow for a reshuffle that could, of course, further strengthen one camp's stay as far as the Game of Thrones is concerned. What happens to DK Shivkumar? What happens to this show of strength? And more importantly, where does the High Command weigh in? All those are permutations and combinations that we will keep telling you. Let's get in. Deepak Bopanna joining us live from Bengaluru to give a sense of where things are looking. Karnataka power play now happening and playing out in New Delhi. Deepak.
Yes, and it seems like we've reached the crescendo, isn't it? Because there has been a lot of speculation, a lot of people seeking clarity, legislators, ministers themselves saying, well, we've had enough. There is, a time when High Command has to decide, and it is now. But because the 5 state elections were there, then after the elections, there was a decision to be made about Tamil Nadu, and then, of course, the bigger decision about Kerala. All of this led to, some sort of a delay up until now. And we're finally looking at the High Command inviting the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister as well. They're in Delhi. They're also there with some of their close aides. Multiple ministers are right now camping in Delhi. We are told that the meeting, of course, is going to be limited to the couple of them first, and then, if needed, then consensus will be taken from the other ministers who are right now there. But crucially, at this point in time, going into these meetings, let me just tell you the mood of both these camps. I'm just learning that as far as Mr. Siddaramaiah is concerned, he's pretty clear that he wants to stress that he wants to do a cabinet expansion as soon as possible, possibly even in the first week of June, and he's not going in to Delhi with the slightest of mindset of having to really have the High Command ask for him to step down. So that's the confidence as far as Mr. Siddaramaiah is concerned. But as far as the Deputy Chief Minister's camp is concerned, they're very confident that the High Command really will swing towards their favor, will look at the promise, and that conversation is once again going to come up, is what they're very hopeful of. And the next couple of years, if they are going to really seek to have this entire situation in Karnataka mold itself towards the Congress so that they can once again come back to power. These are things that they are, of course, going to pitch. But in all likelihood, when the invitation has come into Delhi, there is a decision that's already on the mind of the High Command, and it's only about relaying this decision. And when they do relay it, there is going to be some sort of blowback. How they'll really handle that blowback is also going to be something that the High Command will look at. And during this course of this conversation, what they feel best, and that's where their options which they have up their sleeve is also going to come in.
All right, I want to understand and tell our viewers as well, Deepak, which is that when you have comments like HD Ranganath really saying that miracle will happen, victory will come, this is essentially the DK Shiv Kumar camp, isn't it? Of course, all of this is pressure tactics going into those all-important meetings, but walk us through what really could be the potential outcomes from that high-stakes huddle that will take place.
Well, at this point in time, like you said, yes, there are different, leaders who belong to, certain camps, and they will bat for their own leader to really now come out victorious. When I say victorious, it's to, sit on the throne of the chief minister. And that's why here at NDTV, we've been calling it the Game of Thrones, haven't we? Because it has become, that, and there are multiple options that the High Command really has at the end of today. Probably the meeting is not going to yield an outcome today itself, is what I'm understanding, unless they have absolute clarity as to what they need to do. But here, what the High Command really has in terms of a concern is that on one hand, you have Siddaramaiah, an OBC leader, who's got a mass backing in terms of legislators, in terms of people as well, very, very popular. So they do not want to really have him in bad books. They do not want a situation of going into the 2028 Karnataka elections, the run-up to 2029. Karnataka, of course, has a huge number of Lok Sabha seats as well, and they want his strength as well. So, having him step down where he does not really want to is not going to augur well. On the other hand, you have the organizational skills of Mr. DK Shivkumar. You have the fact that he comes from a community which is the Vokkaliga community, which is a very dominant community. So even he is equally important, and especially his skills of bringing together the party, the cadre, has been something that many Congress leaders have really said is something that they should also embark on similar steps. So that balance that they need to get is going to be essential, and that's where the test of the AICC leadership also is going to come into the picture. They are also looking at the option of a dark horse coming to the fray, like Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge is some of the talks that's doing the rounds. That's an option that's before
Lots
them.
of permutation,
but it's going to be interesting how they'll make this decision by the end of the day or tomorrow.
All right, Deepak, lots of permutations, combinations. You're going to have a hectic day, and we're going to keep coming back to you with those details. But viewers, Karnataka Game of Thrones, well, it possibly may reach the climax as the focus is now shifted squarely to Delhi and Congress's top leadership. DK Shivkumar and Chief Minister Siddaramaiah both are in Delhi, and sources are telling us that Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge are likely to hold one-on-one meetings with them separately. Meanwhile, several key Karnataka ministers, senior leaders, that includes G. Parmeshwara, Satish Jarkiholi, have also reached Delhi. Remember, they are part of either of the two camps, and these are all, of course, optics and pressure tactics here at play, triggering speculation over possible organizational reshuffle as well. Ministers having aspirations to be included in the cabinet have also rushed to Delhi. Now, adding to that massive political buzz that is going on in Delhi since last night is Congress MLA HD Ranganath, who is a close aide of DK Shivkumar, saying that we believe that victory will come and miracles will happen. As I said, some of this is pressure tactics, some of this is optics, and some of that is actually going to play out through the course of this power play of Karnataka playing out in Delhi. Take a look at reactions coming in right now.
High Command has called the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, who is also the PCC President, to discuss on the Rajya Sabha seats. We have also a lot of MLC seats that are opening up in less than 15-20 days. So they will discuss with the High Command about that. So the whatever speculation that is coming, it's coming from the media.
वहाँ पर कुर्सी की लड़ाई चल रही है, और इन दोनों के कुर्सी की लड़ाई में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट और सबसे रिलेवेंट व्यक्ति कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष खुद है, क्योंकि वो खुद मुख्यमंत्री बनना चाहते हैं। क्या बात कर रहे हैं? सिद्धारमैया जी और डीके शिवकुमार जी की लड़ाई के बीच में जो खड़गे साहब है, वो कह रहे हैं इनको लड़ने तो मुझे मुख्यमंत्री बनाओ। और ये पिछले 2.5-3 साल में ये कुर्सी की लड़ाई के कारण कर्नाटक का विकास ठप है, वहां पर जमकर भ्रष्टाचार हो रहा है और गवर्नेंस के नाम में 0 सन्नाटा है।
कल जा रहा है दिल्ली, देखेंगे वो कल क्या होता है। वरिष्ठ लोगों ने बुलाया है, क्या चर्चा होता है, वेट करेंगे सब लोग। पता नहीं क्या होता है, चर्चा तो उधर ही दिल्ली में होना है, वेट करेंगे।
ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡರ್ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ,
ಒಂದು ನಾನು ನಂಬಿರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಇದ್ದ ಕಡೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದ್ದ ಕಡೆ ಅದ್ಭುತಗಳು ನಡೀತೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಗೆಲುವು ತರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
We are all working as a family members together, whether D.K. Shivkumar Sahab or Siddaramaiah Sahab are working together hand in hand, and we want to see that the communal forces are put in place. And High Command is very strong enough to take appropriate decision at appropriate time, and we have no groups as such. We belong to a Congress family, and High Command will take appropriate decision at appropriate time.
ಹಿಂದೇನೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಈಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಈ ರಾಜಕೀಯದ ಗೊಂದಲಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋನು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇದರ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಆಡಳಿತದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಶೀಘ್ರವಾಗಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಗೆಹರಿದ್ರೆ ಭಾಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ರಾಜ್ಯದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ, ಜನಸಮುದಾಯದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಭಾಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ, ನಾವು ತೆರೆ ಬೀಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇದೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆದರೆ ಭಾಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು.
All right, so there are a lot of permutations and combinations right now. Let's walk you through what could be some of the potential options on the table, if at all that power shift actually takes place. First and foremost, let's get you what could be the potential deals on the table for Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Well, if at all he does make way for D.K. Shivkumar, what is it that he will be given in return? It could be a top national role. Congress may even consider him as far as the Rajya Sabha leader of opposition possibility is concerned. His son Yatindra may also be part of the Karnataka cabinet. I think that's equally important, the fact that his son could be given an important portfolio there in the Karnataka cabinet. His close aides, of course, will continue to remain in the Karnataka cabinet, which means that he will continue to remain relevant. He'll continue to be a very important pole, so to say, in Karnataka Congress. And in fact, how that is likely to really pan out is going to be extremely interesting. Let's get in Prashant for more on this. Someone who's joining us live from Karnataka Bhavan. He is tracking Siddaramaiah. He's tracking this meeting. Prashant Kumar joins us. Help us understand what are the possibilities on the table. What could be the, the options that the Congress top leadership may evaluate to really put an end to this back and forth with regards to the Game of Thrones playing out in Karnataka.
Well, that's right, Gauri. I mean, we have been witnessing these, magical chair games, so to say, for the last 8-9 months since the Karnataka government completed its 2.5 years in the office. And initially it was said that it was this arrangement that once Karnataka government, Siddaramaiah completes his 2.5 years in office, D.K. Shivkumar will be given the charge. But now Siddaramaiah has completed 3 years in the office. And so I'm standing at Karnataka Bhavan where Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is staying. And from here only he will proceed to Indira Bhavan, the Congress headquarters, where he, along with D.K. Shivkumar, is likely to meet both the top two leaders of the Congress party, Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi. Well, so far as options for Siddaramaiah is concerned, I was talking to some of the supporters who have gathered here in Karnataka Bhavan, the supporters of Siddaramaiah. They were asking some very pertinent questions. They were saying that since the last 6, 7, 8 months, nothing has changed on the ground which may warrant a change in leadership in Karnataka. They are saying that the number of MLAs supporting Siddaramaiah, that number has not changed. Siddaramaiah has the overwhelming support of the MLAs in Karnataka. They are saying that Siddaramaiah is the only OBC CM of the Congress party. Of all the 4 states where Congress party has a chief minister, Siddaramaiah is the only OBC chief minister. So how can Congress High Command take this call and change Siddaramaiah and, make D.K. Shivkumar the chief minister? So, these are the discussions that are going around. So Congress High Command will have a very tough task, tough balancing act. They will have a very tough balancing act to do. they have to make sure that the social equation as well as political equations remain intact if they indeed decide to take a call so far as change in leadership in Karnataka is concerned. So we will have to wait and see whether this indeed is the issue for which both the leaders have been called to Delhi, or Congress High Command has something else in their mind. So we will have to wait and see what discussion takes place when the two leaders meet the Congress High Command.
All right, my colleague Prashant Kumar Reddy giving us a lowdown of what could be likely, and he's joining us from Karnataka Bhavan, where of course hectic activities have been taking place through the course of the night. Now turning attention, and let's just walk you through what again could be the possibilities. The story of Karnataka is the story of possibilities, permutations and combinations. And let's get you the first possibility that is likely after all that actually happens or has been happening for the last couple of months. First up could be that Siddaramaiah holds fort. He continues to be the chief minister. He continues to ensure that cabinet reshuffle also takes place. Remember, the reason why cabinet reshuffle has been such a point and a bone of contention is because the two leaders feel that whoever is able to ensure that cabinet reshuffle actually gets their loyalists more on board and strengthens their position. That is the first possibility that could happen. And in that cabinet reshuffle, some of DK Shivkumar's loyalists could be accommodated as well. And Rajya Sabha berths could be given for DK Shivkumar's camp as well. And it could be projected as an important phase for 2028 when the next election takes place. That's the first possibility. The second could be, well, the status quo stays, the deadlock continues. The Congress leadership feels that, they are not looking to rock the boat, so to say, and the breakthrough doesn't really come in as far as the power tussle is there. 3 years of the government has been completed. 2 years they managed to just somehow continue with the status quo. And the cabinet structure also remains unchanged. And the Congress High Command continues to delay taking a final call because, as I said, they wouldn't want to rock the boat. The third possibility is that DK Shivkumar takes over. He actually replaces Siddaramaiah as the chief minister. Siddaramaiah loyalists are now adjusted in the cabinet, and Congress offers a national role, a big role to Siddaramaiah, and that transition essentially ensures that there is no rebellion in the Karnataka Congress ranks. The fourth possibility that is on the table is some sort of a compromise formula. Remember, these are two poles in Karnataka Congress, and the Congress top leadership in Delhi would not want either of them to be sidelined, marginalized, because it will impact their chances for 2028 and 29. Karnataka sends, remember, 26 Lok Sabha MPs. The compromise formula could be that there is a consensus chief minister candidate that actually emerges. Kharge may be a broker, that's some sort of a peace deal. Both camps get some sort of equal amount of cabinet share, and Congress aims to ensure that there is no factionalism, or at least it's able to contain that, ensuring that things are not reaching any sort of a turning point. And I think those are the broad possibilities that exist, and of course we'll keep coming back to you viewers as and when there are details on that. Shifting focus now to Tamil Nadu, where turbulence around the Tamil Nadu government has risen, with defections now now landing in Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay's lap. 3 rebel AIADMK MLAs dumped their party earlier, resigning from the Dravidian party and joined the ruling TVK. The induction of these leaders into TVK fold received sharp retorts both from the DMK as well as from the VCK. Former Chief Minister MK Stalin accused TVK of horse trading, questioning whether the government was actually voted in to induct resigning MLAs. VCK has also come out with its war of words, slammed the induction, called it unethical and a threat to TVK's honesty claims on which it has actually come to power. Let's play out some of those reactions for you on how things are looking right now in Tamil Nadu politics. All right, shifting attention now to the other big story on the broadcast, that is the Quad Foreign Ministers meeting. Those are live visuals that we see right now on our screens. The Quad Foreign Ministers grouping is taking place right now. On your screens are the 4 key partners of the Quad, that is India, US, Japan and Australia. You have the Japanese Foreign Minister, Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong, then there is of course Marco Rubio, US Secretary of State, and Dr. Jaishankar. Let's cut across.
economic choices and fostering a deeper collaborative ethos. And that is best done by promoting trusted and transparent partnerships. Over the past several months, our officials have advanced collaboration across key Quad priorities, including maritime security, critical technologies, economic resilience, and HADR. We have seen encouraging progress on many initiatives. As maritime democracies, pluralistic societies, and market economies, we share a responsibility towards a free and open Indo-Pacific. The region must remain a driver of global growth and stability. We will be underlining that today, through our deliberations, which I'm confident will be useful and productive. I thank you all for being here, and I would request you to make your opening remarks, starting with Australia. So over to you, Penny.
Thank you very much, Minister Jaishankar, and can I thank you for hosting us here in Delhi, for bringing us together. We meet in the world's largest democracy and a power that is so important in the shaping of the Indo-Pacific and the world. And to Secretary Rubio, can I acknowledge that since you have been in office, the leadership that you have shown on the Quad, I think your very first meeting after you were sworn in, we appreciate it. And Minister Motegi has been there from the very beginning, so he's one of the original Quad ministers, so thank you for your leadership as well. I wanted to start by reflecting on a point that Minister Jaishankar made at one of our earlier Quads in Washington, I think, and you spoke about choices and about doing what we can together to ensure that the Indo-Pacific and the countries within it have the freedom of choice on their security and on asserting their sovereign interests, their freedom of choice on their development and on the future of the region we all share. And that is central to how Australia approaches our engagement in the Quad. It's why this partnership and this meeting matters so much to Australia. And it matters to us, it matters to the region, and therefore it matters to the world. I think we all understand we meet today with a region that is under pressure, accelerating contest, a deteriorating strategic environment and acute economic stress. We are four sovereign nations. We have our own histories, our own interests, but there is great alignment between our interests. And we all share a vision for the Indo-Pacific, a region that is free and open, a region that is peaceful, stable and prosperous. And we each bring our unique perspective, experiences and strengths together as we work to achieve such a region. As the Quad, we've delivered concrete results when we've responded to natural disasters, when we've mobilised to support communities affected by things like the earthquake in Myanmar or the landslide in Papua New Guinea. We've also cooperated on critical infrastructure, undersea cables, we've cooperated on maritime security, and we've cooperated on critical minerals. We all want the Quad to be as strong and as effective as we can make it be, focused on delivering, and we are determined to continue its momentum. This is the future we want for our region, peaceful, stable, prosperous region, and today we continue the work to build that. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. May I now request Japan, Mr. Motegi.
Thank you, Jay. I'll speak in Japanese. 本日日米豪印外相会合を開催できることを嬉しく思います。
Quad Foreign Ministers meeting today.
I'll wait. 本日日米豪印外相会合を開催できることを嬉しく思います。主催いただいた J に感謝をいたします。前回私が外務大臣になった2019年の9月、初めての日米豪印外相会談が開催をされました。日米豪印には個人的にも思い入れがあります。今回、11回目となる外相会合の開催は、日米豪印が自由で開かれたインド太平洋
signifies unshaken, firm message to the world that Quad will strongly promote practical cooperation to realize free and open Indo-Pacific. It has been just 10 years since the FOIP has been advocated, and there has been structural changes happening in the international order in order to respond to those changes of the time. Prime Minister Takaichi has stated that FOIP will be updated. The main point of the update is that the Indo-Pacific nations should strengthen resilience and necessary capacity to determine their own future, including the economic security decisions. So for today, I hope to have frank discussion, including this perspective, to accelerate the Quad collaboration.
Thank you, Toshi. Could I request
ありがとうございます。では、リリーさんお願いします。
Over the last 3 days, not just, I want to thank Minister Jay Shankar and the Indian government for hosting us here, not just in the bilateral visit over the last 3 days, but for hosting this important gathering here again today. I want to thank Toshi and Penny as well for joining us, with your willingness to come over here and do this. And it comes at an important time. It was our goal, as I began as Secretary of State, and has been pointed out earlier, my first meeting as a Secretary of State was the Quad, literally within minutes of being sworn in, and I thought that demonstrated our commitment to this process. But our goal collectively over the last year has been to turn this from a forum in which we meet and talk about problems to one where we actually do something about it. And I think we can report to our peoples, respectively, that we are beginning to do that pretty aggressively and pretty impressively on the areas of cooperation. And it's also interesting that on the areas that we are working together on have become even more relevant and more important because of recent events around the world. And so today, I think we'll make even further progress on operationalizing our relationship on the areas that we can cooperate on. And by the way, the most interesting thing about the Quad is not simply that it is a gathering of 4 strategic allies in which we come together to sort of compare notes about areas of common interest, but also, not only is it increasingly becoming a forum by which we begin to take action, but each of these 4 nations represented here today bring unique capabilities that collectively we can bring to bear on some of the most significant problems facing the world, whether it's a humanitarian response, whether it's the security of energy, whether it's the freedom of navigation, whether it's the need to diversify our supplies of not just energy, but critical minerals and supply chains. These are areas where all 4 of our countries, collectively and individually, can bring tremendous assets to bear in terms of solving these problems. So thank you for hosting us, and I know we're going to continue to not just meet but take action, because a lot of work happens after our meetings. Our staffs go back, they coordinate year-round constantly. We have people at the State Department that are specifically assigned to this relationship and to this forum and to turning it into action. And today we'll just continue to build upon the momentum that already exists and hopefully begin to increasingly show to the people of our respective countries the momentum that's behind this gathering of strategic allies. So thank you. Thank you very much. So we will now give the press time to relocate and then resume our discussions.
Those were opening set of comments that have come in from the 4 foreign ministers, part of the Quad meeting that is taking place right now. Let's get in my colleagues Vishnu Shom and Aditya Raj Kaul joining us on the broadcast. Vishnu, to you first. A very important set of commentary coming in from all the 4 leaders. You spoke with Marco Rubio. He said that his roadmap and vision as far as Quad is concerned is something that actually becomes meaningful and significant in the times that we are.
No, that's right. When I had spoken to Marco Rubio over the weekend, I asked him very directly whether Quad was losing its significance, its relevance. He denied that. He said, no, why would you say that? And he went on to explain why Quad is important. And I think a lot of the points that he mentioned over the weekend have been reflected by what he said today, but what has been said by the Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong, and also by our Foreign Minister Dr. Jaishankar, and the Japanese Foreign Minister as well. Just a basic background for our viewers on Quad. Quad was formed on the sidelines of the 2004 Asian tsunami. That's when several nations in the region, Asia Pacific region, decided to get together over a period of time. It's focused on speaking on the significance of free navigation in the Asia Pacific region. This is quite clearly with China in mind, growing the rapidly expanding presence of China in the waters of the Asia Pacific region. In the South China Seas, we've seen a great deal of Chinese activity in the Spratly Islands dispute, the creation of artificial islands. We've seen them establish their first military base in Djibouti, in the Horn of Africa, and of course, established land routes for trade as well. This is a gathering of strong democracies who believe in free navigation, who believe in stepping up their economic partnerships, resilient supply chains, which is a phrase which is used quite commonly, refers to stable, reliable sources of energy, of technology, what have you. And of course, humanitarian aid and disaster. So these are areas that Quad does very well in. And so Quad is back with a bang. It is important. And I think the fact that the United States says it is something that adds impetus to this group.
Indeed. Aditya also joins us. Aditya is in fact at Hyderabad House where those deliberations are taking place. There will of course be a joint statement as well. Aditya, very important set of opening comments. Okay, before I get in, Aditya, let's go back to those live feed. Marco Rubio.
A call just a couple days ago with a number of leaders from the region. I think there's strong alignment and agreement on what a preliminary draft should look like. I think that, like anything with something like this, it's going to take a couple days to settle on, even down to the disagreements over a word, a sentence. So we'll have to work through that. If there's going to be a deal, we're going to have to work through that. But this is, it's either going to be a good deal or there isn't going to be one.
Okay, that was a separate soundbite that Marco Rubio had given when he had emplaned for Delhi. Remember, he'd come from Jaipur to Delhi, and I think that's a soundbite that is in context with some of the other aspects that are going on. Two things. One, of course, the Iran deal. Second, also Lavrov speaking with Marco Rubio. So those are separate set of comments made in those contexts. Let's get in Aditya back to talk more about the Quad Foreign Ministers meeting that is underway right now. Go ahead, Aditya.
Well, yes, Gauri, I'm reporting from the joint statement location in Hyderabad House, where in a few minutes from now, we'll see if all these four leaders come in and give out a joint. The top priorities for these leaders would be certainly the energy crisis that unfolds right now globally because of the West Asia crisis, and also supply chain resilience that needs to be seen. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar also spoke about the collaborative approach and more transparency and democracy to really flourish between these countries. So China's influence being checked at a time of global flux and also a deeply divided world that we live in today. So the timing of the meeting is very, very crucial, but this also comes after significant delay. So the big question really also is that is this really a new kind of a reset in the Quad, a new beginning in the Quad, or is the Quad really fading into oblivion? That is the big question, because there have been reports also that the annual summit of Quad could go away. A separate annual summit could go away, and the Quad could actually happen on the sidelines of major other multilaterals. So we'll have to wait and watch how things unfold. But whatever message comes out today from the Quad will have huge significance in terms of the connectivity projects between these countries. There are a lot of collaborative military exercises that also take place. But the top of the agenda would be Indo-Pacific security and how the maritime security really is taken forward. Remember, this also comes at a time when Secretary of State Marco Rubio, over the last 3.5 days, has been in India. That's been a remarkable visit. A new reset in the ties between the United States and India amidst economic turbulence. There is, of course, the trade deal that is on the pipeline. Rubio, of course, thanking India for hosting the Quad meeting. He, in fact, for the 4th or the 5th time, has mentioned how the first priority for the US government and him after being sworn in was to attend the Quad meeting and host it on the 8th floor of the State Department building. So in one way, Marco Rubio is trying to say, that's what he said in an exclusive interview to Vishnu Som also, That Quad was always important and is important today as well. But what are the steps that the Quad is going to take? Will there be much more coordination?
I think that's going to be very important.
Is something that needs to be seen.
Absolutely. And Vishnu, let's understand that from India's perspective. You know, when you talk about this meeting, it is extremely significant. It is taking place in India. What is it that India should now be expecting in terms of this meeting, the outcomes, and the roadmap that it charts out from here?
You know, Gauri, that's an interesting question. And I would suggest that this is, you know, four powerful democracies coming together to actually assert the significance of this grouping, to sort of look at the future without necessarily arriving at any massive sort of agreement or decision. You know, the obvious one to ask is whether Quad can take the shape of something more proactively military. And the clear answer, because I've asked this question in the past, is no, that's not what Quad is for. There is, of course, a parallel group, which is AUKUS, which features Japan, the United States, and Australia. That is proactively military, and that is a more direct way of taking on, for example, an expansionist Chinese Navy, should that ever be required, and hopefully it would never be required. But other than military exercises being held between India and the United States, Australia, and Japan on a very regular basis, and very large naval exercises, these have not been made a part of the Quad per se. So therefore, the question that really arises is that, is this something where there are specific areas where the Quad nations actually come together and do something, or is this essentially a talk shop? I think what Marco Rubio just said right now, where he said that, you know, we need to identify areas where we can actually achieve something and do something in a finite period of time, that's what I would be looking out for. Let us see what the agreement actually is, because otherwise the Quad is a wonderful talk shop. But is it more than that? I would suggest that it needs to do a great deal more. You know, I mean, humanitarian aid and relief, HADR missions, these are relatively low-hanging fruits. The fact of the matter is that you've got the militaries of all these exercises working closely. Therefore, to put it together, should something go wrong, is not a very big deal. Therefore, does that necessarily need to be the talking point of Quad? I would suggest it needs to be more substantive. Let's see what that is.
Absolutely. It needs to be more substantive. It needs to move beyond disaster relief and vaccine or essential medicines into something more constructive. Aditya, are we looking at a concrete plan when it comes to the joint statement that should be out in about half an hour from now? That's the expectation?
Well, Gauri, yes, in about half an hour or an hour, we could see the joint statement come out. But I concur with Vishnu completely that there has been much more narrative and messaging from the Quad instead of something concrete coming out of it. And that's what people would be looking out at. And there have been, you know, ad nauseum analysis articles written on this, on what is the significance of the Quad today. Because there's been complete delay in organizing the annual summits. Apart from that, maybe it does not figure in the top priority of the Trump administration. And that's why we're seeing a significant delay and Quad not being in the priority of the Americans right now. So the annual summit has been a huge question mark. India would be, in fact, passing the baton to Australia after this particular, you know, meeting takes place. There's, of course, a question of the annual Quad summit where the presidents and the prime ministers would be interacting. So the question at this moment is also that will this again be a platform where a message comes out of just, you know, HADR missions, which Penny Wong also spoke about in detail, and how there's been some kind of a resilience that is being shown in terms of supply chain, but nothing concrete coming out of it apart from joint military exercises and some other joint initiatives between these countries. So people are eagerly waiting for what all four leaders are going to say from the platform of the Quad foreign ministers meeting here in New Delhi. But a huge question mark on the future of the Quad and what kind of a critical strategic significance it will certainly hold from here.
Indeed. After this, Australia is where the Quad now will be passed on. The baton that Aditya is talking about passes on to Australia. The heads of state level meeting hasn't happened. It took place last in September 2024. It was scheduled to be in India last year, hasn't happened. Let's now talk about the one big aspect, the one big overhang that is likely to really dominate the discussions, which is the West Asia conflict. Vishnu, how much of that is really going to dominate these discussions? Because it has so many threads. It has supply chains, it has energy security, all of which impact these countries. Japan is also a very large importer of energy, just like India.
Well, Gauri, I mean, I'm sure there would be references to the situation in West Asia, but there is nothing that these leaders don't know about what the present situation is on a minute-to-minute basis. It's impacting the economies of all of these countries. I do feel that the statement made by Marco Rubio on his aircraft on his way from Jaipur to Delhi earlier today is important, when he seemed to suggest that talks are afoot with Iran to try and achieve some sort of an agreement. But he ended that by saying that either we have a good deal or we don't have a deal at all. So America is being fairly resolute in their position on this. Iran is as well. But I think we are now closer to a potential deal than we've ever been. And I think if there is anything that the leaders over here at the Quad meeting would be reflecting on, it would be this. But it's in a state of flux. So I'm not sure there's very much more that Marco Rubio can add at this stage until we actually see movement, we see something signed, or we see an agreement being announced by both sides.
All right. Extremely important set of deliberations taking place in Delhi, Quad Foreign Ministers level meeting. My colleagues Aditya Rajkal and Vishnu Som decoding every aspect of that. Viewers, a quick break. We return with this and lots more on the other side. Stay with us.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा प्योर मसाला।
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal. What's Saturday? How to
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
We'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's at stake.
Join me, Raisha Sehgal, on Prime 5, only on NDTV 24/7.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Big news coming in as far as Tushar Sharma's death case is concerned. The SIT has now been questioning Tushar's husband Samarth, saying they've grilled him for 3 hours. The husband More news coming in on the broadcast. Shifting focus now to cow politics, where politics over former vice presidents declare cow national animal appeal. Hamid Ansari has said that the government should declare the cow as a national animal, and there's no problem in making it the national animal. And that has led to reactions coming in from the AIMIM as well, which has actually said and has reacted to this, saying that will BJP then ban beef cutting in Goa as well. All right, massive politics playing out as far as cow is concerned. Let's play out some of those reactions and then we get in Sujata Dwivedi, my colleague joining us live from Mumbai.
हमारे हिंदू राष्ट्र में हम गौ की तस्करी, गौ माँ की तस्करी कैसे उसको परवानगी दे? पाकिस्तान में सुअरों को काटना परवानगी है क्या? तो हमको अगर एडवाइस दिया जाता है कि बाबा तुम ड्राई होली मनाओ, दिवाली के फटा, और बहुत सारे हिंदू धर्म के लोग उसको मानते हैं, उसका मान सम्मान करते, फिर मैंने अगर कहा कि वर्चुअल बकरी काटो ताकि जानवरों को भी परेशान ना हो, और बकरियों का काटने के वजह से जो खून जो अलग अलग नालों में और हाउसिंग सोसाइटी में देखने को मिलता है, जो ये कुर्बानी हाउसिंग सोसाइटी में देते हैं,
तो उस सभी पे अगर पाबंदी लग सकती है, उस सभी को रोक लगाया जा सकता है, तो ड्राई होली हो सकती है, तो वर्चुअल बकरी ईद जरूर हो सकती है।
देखिए, कुर्बानी का ये मतलब नहीं है कि सिर्फ गाय की कुर्बानी हो। आप ऊँट की भी कुर्बानी कर सकते हैं, बकरे की भी कुर्बानी कर सकते हैं, कहीं और कोई और तरह की कुर्बानी होती है। तो जो चीज़ हमारे साथी नागरिकों को तकलीफ देती है, उससे अगर हम बच सकते हैं तो क्यों ना बचें। समझे, सारी बात यह है कि उससे तकलीफ होती है तो सरकार को करना ये चाहिए कि उसको जैसे नेशनल बर्ड है वैसे नेशनल एनिमल बना दे। मौलाना साहब ने बिल्कुल सही कहा, नेशनल एनिमल बनाने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
कि ये इशू है तो आप गाय को राष्ट्र पशु घोषित कर दो। बीजेपी को किसने रोका है? एक बार घोषित कर दो तो क्या होगा, ना बिकेगा ना कटेगा। और गोवा में क्या करेंगे? गोवा में गाय जमी। गोवा के मिनिस्टर ने तो कहा था अगर कम पड़ जाएगा गोश्त तो इंपोर्ट करेंगे। सब जगह लगा दो ना। और यकीन मानो आंकड़े, स्लॉटर हाउसेस मैक्सिमम जो है, बड़े बड़े जो एक्सपोर्टर है, अल कबीर वगैरह, सबके ओनर कौन है? नॉन मुस्लिम। यार फिर क्या सारे त्यौहार वर्चुअली करेंगे? बताओ मेरे को, क्या होली भी वर्चुअल करेंगे, दिवाली भी वर्चुअल करेंगे, और जितने फेस्टिवल है हमारे हिंदू भाई वर्चुअल करेंगे क्या? सब कंप्यूटर पे इंटरनेट पे करेंगे क्या?
All right, massive politics playing out with the Maharashtra Minister Nitesh Rane saying that Bakar Eid should actually be done virtually to ensure that there is no slaughter of animals. In response to that, there has been massive reactions coming in from AIMIM and also from Hamid Ansari, former Vice President of India. Turning attention now to more news that's coming in on the broadcast. Dera Sacha Sauda Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim has once again been able to secure another bail, another parole, I beg your pardon. The rape convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim has got the 16th parole in the last 9 years. Another 30-day parole for Dera Sacha Sauda Chief. Haryana government has granted fresh parole to rape convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh. What are the grounds on which he has been given a 30-day parole? Let's get in my colleague Gurpreet for more on this. Gurpreet, what are the grounds on which he's been able to secure another parole and 30-day parole?
Well, yes, this is the second time in this year he has got this relief. Earlier, we have seen the Haryana government has already given a relief in the starting of this year. So, a lot of questions which are being raised by the opposition party for giving such type of relief to Dera Sacha Sauda Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim multiple times. We have seen the opposition parties, they are hitting out at the government. They are saying why such type of relief has been given to a single person, the controversial Dera Sacha Sauda Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim, who is serving a sentence jail term in a very, very heinous crime. At this point of time, the jail authority says it's the prerogative of jail authorities and the Haryana government does not have any role. But let's see that how the Haryana government is going to react at this point of time. But this is the second time relief which has been given to controversial Dera Sacha Sauda Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim at this point of time.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Gurpreet Singh joining us live to give us a sense of the 30-day parole, the second parole this year for Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh, his 16th in the last 9 years. Turning attention now to more news that's coming in on the broadcast. Shifting focus. Pawan Kalyan has now reacted to actor Vijay, who's now Chief Minister Vijay, his bumper victory. Pawan Kalyan has said that he actually felt jealous when that victory came out, simply because he said that I won after roaming on streets for 15 years, whereas Vijay's party actually won using just cutouts and holograms. If we have a soundbite, let's play that out first.
ఎంత కష్టం ఉంటుందంటే నిజంగా ఒకసారి నేను మొన్న తమిళ్ పాలిటిక్స్ చూస్తున్నా ఈ మధ్యన. వాళ్ళు ఎంత సుఖంగా చేశారా పాలిటిక్స్, ఎంత సుఖంగా చేశారు. నాకు అసూయ కలిగేంత సుఖంగా చేశారు. నేను 10 కటౌట్లు పెట్టుకుంటే గెలిచేశారు. అలాగే కటౌట్లు హలోగ్రామ్స్ పెట్టుకుంటే బాగుంది. అలాగే చక్కగా సీఎంలు అయిపోయారు. నన్ను 15 సంవత్సరాలు రోడ్డు మీద దేకిచ్చినా కానీ
All right, let's get in Ashish joining us from Hyderabad for more on this. Ashish, what's the context here? What exactly is it that Pawan Kalyan is so jealous about? What is the comments that he's making?
So, Gauri, Pawan Kalyan was addressing his party worker in Rajamahendravaram of Andhra Pradesh. He was hosting party workers and he was trying to motivate the party workers and interacting directly to grassroots party workers there in Rajamahendravaram during his visit on Monday. And while addressing party workers, he mentioned about the political performance of TVK's party in Tamil Nadu, which is led by Chief Minister Vijay himself. Vijay also is the actor turned politician, and since then, in Tamil Nadu, TVK has performed grandly and secured the top chair position. In Andhra Pradesh politics, there are comparison between Pawan Kalyan, who also is an actor turned politician, and TVK Chief Vijay, who is also actor turned politician. And amid all these comparisons, he mentioned that he is in fact slightly jealous. While jokingly he made all these comments, he also went on saying to the party workers that how he roamed in the state of Andhra Pradesh for 15 years, built the party. He took a bigger risk. In fact, he mentioned that how one can't even convince to his own party member, own family member. He went on to convince people to support and back Janasena party, and he was talking about all the political experience he gained in these 15 years of his political journey. He also jokingly mentioned about the Tamil Nadu great performance of TVK Chief Vijay, and in fact jokingly said that how Vijay has won a massive election just using cutouts and hologram, Gauri.
All right, let's leave it there. Ashish joining us live from Hyderabad to give a sense of that big political story breaking out there. Turning attention now to more news that's coming in. Shifting focus from Hyderabad to Kolkata, where its much-hyped 70-foot Messi statue was actually seen swaying in moderate winds that hit the city, revealing structural deficiencies. Authorities have conducted an inspection and have actually decided now to remove it barely 5 months after it was installed in December of last year. It was unveiled by football giant Messi virtually during the GOAT tour in Kolkata, and since then, due to structural inconsistencies, it has now been removed. Let's get in Shresi Day joining us live from Kolkata. Shresi, what exactly happened there? What exactly was the situation with regard to the statue when it was finally removed?
Well, Gauri, the statue still remains there. It is going to be removed. That's a decision that the administration has taken because it can be dangerous considering it was seen swaying in these moderate winds that hit the city yesterday. And of course, this is at a very crucial junction en route to the airport here in Kolkata with a lot of, homes around it. So it can pose danger to people passing in that 4-point crossing at Lake Town, where it is currently located. But of course, there was a massive fanfare when the statue was inaugurated here by none other than Lionel Messi when he was on the GOAT tour to Kolkata. It was, of course, erected by then Minister Sujit Bose, who is now in ED custody, and we are going to be seeing this statue being removed. And it was something that the entire city was looking at when in December it was inaugurated in honor of Lionel Messi. We had seen a lot of people come in from across the country to come and get a selfie with this particular statue. It was in the headlines earlier, but now in the headlines for the wrong reasons, that due to structural deficiency, it is likely to be moved away from this particular area in Kolkata.
Right, we're going to leave it there. Shresi Day joining us live from Kolkata, telling us that 5 months after that statue of Messi, it is likely to be removed due to structural deficiencies, talking about just how poor the quality of construction may have been. Shifting focus, Federation of Western India Cine Employees has taken a strong stand against Ranveer Singh for his sudden, unceremonious exit from Farhan Akhtar's directorial movie, that is Dawn 3. The film body says the actor's withdrawal caused heavy financial losses, disrupted the project just weeks before shooting was set to begin. Ranveer Singh team, however, has questioned the film body's authority to actually intervene in the dispute. This report tells you more.
शेर जो सो रहा है वो जागेगा कब? उनसे कह दो कि फिर जाग उठाऊं मैं.
The Dawn 3 controversy has now snowballed into a full-blown industry standoff. On Monday, the Federation of Western India Cine Employees announced a non-cooperation directive against actor Ranveer Singh, accusing him of abruptly walking out of the project and causing major disruption to the film.
Farhan Akhtar and Ritesh has given all the documents to us, audited statements, audited accounts, proofs of investments, their ticket booking, their hotel booking, their costume bills, their signing amounts to the technicians which they had hired for this film. They shot the promo of the film. Everything was submitted to the institution, and we went through it.
The film body says the producers claimed Ranveer Singh exited the film barely 3 weeks before the shooting unit was scheduled to leave, affecting schedules, finances, and preparations already underway. The Federation says it repeatedly asked the actor to appear and present his side.
The Federation ने reminders भेजे, letter भेजा रणवीर सिंह को कि आप आइए, आप अपना पक्ष रखिए, you take your side. But he chose not to reply 1, 2nd, 3rd, 3 notices.
Ranveer Singh's team reportedly sent an email challenging the Federation's jurisdiction in the matter. But FWICE says the issue goes beyond the disagreement between an actor and producer.
Non-cooperation यही है कि आपके साथ हमारा कोई भी टेक्नीशियन, कोई भी आदमी काम नहीं करेगा. हम आपका काम नहीं रोक रहे हैं, मगर हम आजाद हैं कि हम किसके साथ काम करते हैं, किसके साथ काम नहीं करते हैं.
FWICE has now appealed to all affiliated crafts and producer bodies to support the non-cooperation directive against the actor until the dispute is resolved. Sources say nearly rupees 45 crore has already been invested in the project, with producers maintaining that the expenses are fully audited and accounted for. Despite the sharp escalation, all parties are believed to be open to talks aimed at reviving the film and avoiding further losses. The controversy has once again put the spotlight on accountability, contracts, and power dynamics within Bollywood. Whether this standoff ends in reconciliation or a prolonged industry battle, the Dawn 3 dispute has clearly become much bigger than just one film. Bureau Report, NDTV.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा प्योर मसाला.
From the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली. स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज.
Big news coming in as far as Tushar Sharma's death case is concerned. The SIT has now been questioning Tushar's husband Samar Singh. They've grilled him for 3 hours. The husband claims that Tushar was distressed post abortion. Now the SIT is claiming that he is trying to mislead the investigators. Whether it's his laptop, his phone, his passport, all have been seized by the SIT. A very good morning, viewers. You're watching NDTV. I'm Gauri Trivedi. The big story that we are tracking, the Karnataka Game of Thrones along with the Quad Foreign Ministers meeting. We get you all those details, but first up, a quick check of the headlines that we have for you. Karnataka Game of Thrones reaches New Delhi. DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah set to meet the High Command at 11 a.m. Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge will be meeting the two leaders separately. What's in store for the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka? NDTV decodes. CNG prices hiked yet again. Delhi rate now crosses 83 rupees per kilo. Fourth hike in 11 days. Rape convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh gets 30-day parole yet again. Walks out of Rohtak jail. This is his 16th such relief since 2017, second this year alone. Mega VVIP meltdown in Delhi as Delhi Gymkhana Club under siege. High Court set to hear Gymkhana's plea today. The club has challenged the eviction order, which requires it to vacate by 5th of June. SIT intensifies probe in the Tushar Sharma death case. Samad Singh questioned for 3 hours, repeatedly attempted to mislead investigators. Sources say Samad Singh's laptop, mobile phone, passport, Aadhaar and other key documents have been seized by authorities. Quad Foreign Ministers meeting in Delhi. India hosts the high-stakes Quad discussions. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar leads the Quad deliberation, seeks a stronger Indo-Pacific ties and framework. Marco Rubio backs stronger Quad framework. And in top international news, US-Iran tensions escalate. US strikes Iran's missile sites, mine-laying boats ahead of peace talks.
Presented by Canara Bank. Together we can.
All right, our top story this hour, the DK Shivkumar Siddaramaiah High Command meeting that will take place in less than an hour from now. In addition to the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, 8 ministers, 17 MLAs and 15 MLCs from Karnataka have also arrived in New Delhi. The power play of Karnataka now is unfolding in New Delhi. Majority of them are supporters of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. As I said, this is now pressure tactics, optics, all of it playing out ahead of those crucial meetings that will take place between the state Congress leadership and the central leadership. Let's play out some important sound bites. We'll get in Deepa Bopanna from Bengaluru, Janendra from Congress headquarters to get a sense of where things are headed from here on.
Big meeting, you are going to take part, sir.
Why did you come here? This is my
What could be the agenda?
Are you looking for a possible leadership change, sir?
I'm going to Karnataka. We'll meet later.
Are you looking for a possible leadership change?
Sir, are you going to be the CM, sir? Sir? Sir?
Sir, what about the power sharing formula?
Sir?
Sir, are you still hopeful
Sir,
of the
are you
power
going to
sharing
the-
formula?
Are you going to be the CM, sir, of Karnataka? Sir, you are smiling, sir. Sir, sir. Sir, can you show the... Sir, 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 sir.
Good morning.
Sir, today's big meeting, you are going to take part, sir.
Why did you come here? This is my.
What could be the agenda?
Are you looking for a possible leadership change, sir?
All right, those of course is that reaction coming in from DK Shivkumar, of course only smiling when he was asked, are you going to be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? Janendra, before I come to you, let's get a lowdown from how things have been looking like with regard to Karnataka power play. Deepak, a lot is expected from today, and how could actually all of this play out? Both of them will be meeting the High Command in about an hour's time from now.
Yes, I'm also just picking up that there is a huddle that's on right now at the Karnataka Bhavan. Many ministers who travelled with the Chief Minister, including Mr. Satish Jarkiholy. You have also the, MB Patil, the Minister for Industries. You have Mr. A.S. Ponnanna. You have a few others who have all gathered there, and I have a few more names, including Mr. Mahadevappa and also Mr. Pradeep Ishwar, who's a legislator, B.K. Hariprasad as well, are all meeting the Chief Minister right now, I'm told, at the Karnataka Bhavan. And interestingly, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar also says he's headed there. So in all likelihood, he too could hold another round of conversations with some of the leaders who are present. Right now, neither of the leaders would want to try to portray that they do not have the backing of some of the senior leaders who are present in Delhi. A host of ministers are also there. Mr. D.K. Shivkumar was seated in that car with Mr. N.A. Harris. They flew together last night. And very interesting situation now with Mr. Siddaramaiah, who is going to be headed first, I'm told, to meet the Congress High Command. After his meeting, which is going to be in all likelihood one-on-one, then there is going to be a meeting with Mr. D.K. Shivkumar. Whether at that point in time Mr. Siddaramaiah is going to be present, it's not very clear. So at about 11, we're expecting those meetings to begin. So as far as what I'm hearing from Siddaramaiah's, close circles is that he is very confident that this conversation is going to be about his continuation and a cabinet reshuffle. And if they do allow it, he wants to go ahead with a reshuffle as soon as the first week of June, and does not want to really delay this any further. But of course, from Mr. D.K. Shivkumar's side, there has been a lot of pressure that has been mounted for the High Command to really look at the promise that they've made, to look at the work that he's put in for the party over the years, and to reward that and to look at the future of the Congress party as well. So the ball's really in the court of the Congress High Command. We're expecting answers in the next few hours.
Ball is in the court of the central leadership of the Congress party. Remains to be seen whether they actually take a decision or not. Jairendra, there is a possibility that there could be just status quo that may continue. Or what are you picking up from your sources in the Congress camp? Is something likely to happen? Some decision likely to happen? This back and forth in terms of leadership tussle, do you see that now ending?
Well, status quo is also one of the options. Status quo is also a decision. But this meeting is happening because of the continuous pressure of D.K. Shivkumar, whose camp is claiming that when in May 2023 this government was formed, then D.K. was promised of CM post in the latter half of the government. So he is pressing for the CM post for 6 months, and that is the reason why Siddaramaiah was not allowed for cabinet reshuffle. So this meeting, which is going to start after 1 hour, this meeting is happening because of the pressure of D.K. Shivkumar, and that is why he is keeping quiet, and he also appears to be happy. Sources close to Congress leadership have told me that the report card of CM Siddaramaiah is not good, and Congress leadership is very apprehensive about the next assembly election that is scheduled in 2028. So to ensure Congress victory in next assembly election, Congress leadership wants some big changes in Karnataka, and especially leadership change. But whether Siddaramaiah will agree, whether Siddaramaiah will be told him down, and whether he agrees on this or not, it remains to be seen. But this meeting has been called for some big decisions, and the most important question is that whether Siddaramaiah will be changed. If he do not agrees to step down, then naturally Congress leadership will not take risk of upsetting him, and in that case status quo is also an option. Siddaramaiah has brought G. Parmeshwar, Home Minister coming from Dalit community, along with him yesterday night. He is also one of the probables of Chief Minister. Sources are indicating that Siddaramaiah may push G. Parmeshwar name as Chief Minister to stop DK's claim. So naturally the issue is very complicated and Congress leadership will have to take a decision. But the main thing that Congress leadership is focusing on consensus, so that the party would not face, party do not want to face embarrassment, and also party want to repeat its government in 2028. So situation is complicated. Party wants change, but the change will be of leader or of the cabinet. And in that case, whether if Siddaramaiah is changed, what his camp will do. If he is not changed, what DK camp will do. So situation is complex, and to resolve the issue, which is pending for 6 months now, Rahul Gandhi is going to take a crucial meeting with DK Shiv Kumar, first Siddaramaiah, then DK Shiv Kumar, and Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress president, who also comes from Karnataka only. He will also be present in the meeting.
All right, all options on the table, including status quo. Remains to be seen how this actually unfolds from here. In fact, viewers, the Karnataka Game of Thrones seems to have reached some sort of a climax, as the focus is now back in Delhi. DK Shiv Kumar and Chief Minister Siddaramaiah are both in Delhi right now and are expected to hold important meetings in about an hour's time from now. Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge are slated to hold those one-on-one discussions with the two leaders separately. Meanwhile, several Karnataka ministers and senior leaders, that includes G. Parmeshwara, Satish Jarkiholi, have also reached Delhi, triggering massive speculation over possible organizational revamp. Ministers having aspiration to be included in fact, MLAs having aspiration to be included in the cabinet have also rushed to Delhi. And adding to that massive political buzz really is Congress MLA's H.D. Ranganath, who is a close aide to DK Shiv Kumar, saying that we believe that victory will come and miracles will happen. Listen in to reactions that have been coming in.
Has called the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, who is also the PCC President, to discuss on the Rajya Sabha seats. We have also a lot of MLC seats that are opening up in less than 15-20 days. So they will discuss with the High Command about that. So the whatever speculation that is coming, it's coming from the media.
वहाँ पर कुर्सी की लड़ाई चल रही है और इन दोनों की कुर्सी की लड़ाई में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट और सबसे रिलेवेंट व्यक्ति कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष खुद है, क्योंकि वो खुद मुख्यमंत्री बनना चाहते हैं। क्या बात कर रहे हैं? सिद्धारमैया जी और डीके शिव कुमार जी की लड़ाई के बीच में जो खड़गे साहब है, वो कह रहे हैं इनको लड़ने तो मुझे मुख्यमंत्री बनाओ। और ये पिछले 2.5-3 साल में ये कुर्सी की लड़ाई के कारण कर्नाटक का विकास ठप है, वहां पर जमकर भ्रष्टाचार हो रहा है और गवर्नेंस के नाम में शून्य बटा सन्नाटा है।
कल जा रहा है दिल्ली, देखेंगे वो कल क्या होता है। वरिष्ठ लोगों ने बुलाया है, क्या चर्चा होता है वेट करेंगे सब लोग। पता नहीं क्या होता है, चर्चा तो उधर ही दिल्ली में होना है, वेट करेंगे।
ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡರ್ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ। ಒಂದು ನಾನು ನಂಬಿರೋಂಥದ್ದು, ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಇದ್ದ ಕಡೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದ್ದ ಕಡೆ ಅದ್ಭುತಗಳು ನಡೀತೆ। ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಗೆಲುವು ತರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗುತ್ತೆ।
We are all working as a family members together, whether DK Shiv Kumar Sahab or Siddaramaiah Sahab are working together hand in hand, and we want to see that the communal forces are put in place. And High Command is very strong enough to take appropriate decision at appropriate time, and we have no groups as such. We belong to a Congress family, and High Command will take appropriate decision at appropriate time.
ಹಿಂದೇನೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಈಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಈ ರಾಜಕೀಯದ ಗೊಂದಲಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋನು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇದರ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಆಡಳಿತದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಶೀಘ್ರವಾಗಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಗೆಹರಿದ್ರೆ ಭಾಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ರಾಜ್ಯದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ, ಜನಸಮುದಾಯದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಭಾಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ, ನಾವು ತೆರೆ ಬೀಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇದೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆದರೆ ಭಾಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು.
All right, let's now tell you exactly what are the kind of options that are there in front of the Congress top leadership. Well, the first option is that, well, status quo could remain and there could be some sort of a cabinet reset that could take place. Siddaramaiah to continue as the chief minister, cabinet reshuffle and expansion likely, and DK Shivkumar may have to wait longer, and his camp, that is the deputy chief minister's camp, could be pacified by getting more roles and more key portfolios could be given to some of DK Shivkumar's loyalists. The second option is that there is a possibility of a Delhi role for Siddaramaiah, and that could mean that the chief minister shifts to national politics. It could even mean Rajya Sabha leader of opposition role that could be given, and Mallikarjun Kharge may emerge as a consensus pick. Congress, of course, is eyeing safe transition to ensure that it doesn't rock the boat. There are crucial elections in 2028 and, of course, 29 Lok Sabha as well. Karnataka leadership reset is possible. The third option is that DK Shivkumar actually becomes the chief minister. High Command pushes for a power-sharing formula between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar, and Siddaramaiah could be asked to step down, and DK Shivkumar could take over as chief minister, and really that rotational CM promise that keeps coming back, that of course could actually be fulfilled. Siddaramaiah says that he will obey the High Command's decision, but remains to be seen what really will that be. Janendra joins us live from Congress headquarters to get a sense of what is the thinking behind the national leadership, isn't it? It's a catch-22 situation, isn't it? What exactly is it that they are saying? Janendra, is my voice reaching you? What exactly is the thought process of the central leadership of the Congress party?
Yes, Congress, as I told you, that Congress party's only goal, Congress leadership's only goal is to ensure victory in next assembly election, which is due after 2 years. The question is who will lead at that time, who will be the face of that election, whether to continue with Siddaramaiah, which is a safe option, and to promise DK that if party repeats in next election, then he will be the chief minister, or to change chief minister face now and give the baton to DK Shivkumar. Both options are there. There may be a situation that Siddaramaiah will agree to step down, but he will advocate for G. Parmeshwar to be chief minister. And if there is no consensus, then even Mallikarjun Kharge, who comes from Karnataka, and he is at present Congress president, who lost race of CM race in 2013 from Siddaramaiah only, he could be the consensus candidate. So there are several options. One, no change, status quo with cabinet reshuffle. Second, give DK Shivkumar, who is the CM in waiting for 3 years and deputy CM at present, or to do some new experiment. But the only target is to ensure that Congress wins in 2028 Karnataka election, because Congress leadership understands that now that JDS and BJP alliance are together in Karnataka, Congress will have a tough fight there. And that is why Congress leadership wants to do its preparation to cut the anti-incumbency and and trying to keep the team together. So this today's meeting is very crucial. All eyes on leadership change, but the eyes of Congress leadership is on 2028, when the assembly election in Karnataka is due.
All right, stay with me, Janendra, because I want to tell our viewers exactly what this entire CM chair Natak has been, and in fact it has been going on for some time now. In fact, Congress swept the Karnataka polls, and the tussle for chief minister has been in place. High Command has been able to broker some sort of a truce the last couple of years, but come 2024, the rift has actually surfaced yet again. 2023 is when the elections came in, where in Karnataka, Congress did very well, swept to power. 2024, rift surfaced. DK Shivkumar camp pressed for that CM rotation deal, where in June 2024, after the Lok Sabha fallout, where Congress won only 9 of the 28 Lok Sabha seats, the DK Shivkumar camp has actually blamed CM's one-man show, essentially saying that Siddaramaiah was the one taking all calls, and because of that leadership tussle, Congress suffered. October last year, 2025, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah hosts ministers for dinner, where he's hinted at some sort of a reshuffle post-Bihar elections. November last year, the tussle actually intensified. Chief Minister visited Delhi, and November 17th, 2025, Chief Minister met Rahul Gandhi as well as Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge. And in fact, in November last year itself, three DK Shivkumar camp MLAs landed in Delhi, met the Congress chief, and DK Shivkumar actually said that he was unaware of his loyalists landing up in Delhi, saying that Chief Minister will continue his term. 22nd of November last year, we're telling you the timeline of why this is a long simmering leadership tussle between the two sides. 22nd of November 2025, Kharge